What's up, everybody? Happy week 8 to you. Packers versus Jaguars. It's time to get going with this game, finally. Packers inactives, in case you haven't seen them yet. Quay Walker was unable to actually get through concussion protocol, so he's going to be inactive today. Other than that, Corey Ballantyne, as expected, inactive today as well. Keaton Oladapo continuing his string of inactives. I personally am really hoping he can get on the field soon. Brenton Cox Jr. inactive today, as well as are both tackles Andre Dillard and Travis Glover. Notably, actually active, though, for the Packers would be defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt. It's been a while since we've seen Wyatt. Certainly a nice addition back as he's finally able to return. So hopefully that means good things for the defense. For the Jaguars on their side of the ball, really only one notable inactive today, and that would be Travis Etienne, the running back that I talked about in the pregame show. Frankly, though, that might wind up being a net benefit for the Jags, given how well Tank Bigsby has been running. So we will see how it all works out. But hello to you, Janelle. Good morning, technically afternoon. Hello to you. So, time for this game to get going. I did look up the weather just a little bit ago in Jacksonville, and it looks pretty freaking gorgeous. Looks like low 70s, sunshine. Thankfully, most of the time when the Packers head down to Florida, it's like those 95-degree, you're playing in a sauna nonsense. I don't mind heading down to Florida. When it's near Halloween time, it's at least a little bit cooler than for Green Bay. Hopefully that means the piss is hot and the temperature's not. David, what's up? Hello, David. Yes, as you all know, Claudia will be joining at halftime. She's finishing up at work. She had to dress up as a scarecrow for work today, so she might show up as a scarecrow for the second half, but we will see her soon. All right, so hopefully things are pretty well synced up. Jaguars just getting ready for the kickoff. Looks as though the Packers will be returning. Keyshawn Nixon, Bo Melton back there to return. Gary, what's up? Hello. Go, Gary. 82 degrees is what the telecast is saying with 49% humidity. 3-mile-an-hour wind, not too shabby at all, way down there. Commando G-Man, let's get this going. Let's get it going. It is time. Time to return to some regular game action here. All right. Jaguars lining up. Nixon, Melton. We're also still waiting. There we go. There is the kick now for the Jaguars. And it floats as most of the kicks to Nixon have this year. Right out of the back of the end zone. No return for Nixon. Packers going to take over with the ball at the 30. I know, like, the main topic of conversation this week has been, and I haven't dove into it much, especially with my limited week, but, like, the whole interception thing for Jordan Love. Yeah, I know he's leading the league in touchdowns, or at least he's in top 3. Same with interceptions. Not worrying about it yet. Not yet. Hopefully against the Jaguars, nothing comes of it, too. All right, Jordan Love lining up for snap number 1. And he takes snap. He rolls back. It's play action to Josh Jacobs, but he does find Christian Watson as the receiver. That should be a gain of about 6 to Christian Watson there. Keep in mind, if you're a fantasy person, I did read a bunch this week about how the Jaguars are giving up the most points, fantasy points, to outside receivers in the league this year. So that, to me, from a non-fantasy perspective, says this could be a Christian Watson game. This could be a Romeo Doubs game. Watson is probably the matchup that I like the most for this game, though. 2nd and 4 now. Jacobs in the backfield again. Love under center. Josh Myers is active today, standing in there at center. Love adjusting things at the line. Jaden Reed in motion from bottom of screen to top of screen. Love takes a snap. It's play action. Then he does indeed find Tucker Kraft. It's National Tight End Day. Tucker Kraft makes the catch, gain of about 10. Should go for a first down. Packers do keep it rolling. Just get it moving. Now it's showing the Jaguar defense. I mean, honestly, the line is probably a touch better than the secondary for Jacksonville, but Jacksonville's defense has been in shambles for the majority of the year. First down again for Green Bay. Jordan Love under center. That would be Ben Sims in motion there. Love takes a snap. Hands it off to Josh Jacobs, who goes running up the middle, who, no matter what Bill Barnwell says, Jacobs is having a decent year. That's a gain of 7 right up the middle for the Packers. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that too. Bill Barnwell, writer for ESPN. I didn't really acknowledge it. It was one of 2 articles that came out this week that were more inflammatory than anything, but Barnwell put it out, and the headlines were worse than the article itself, saying that like the Packers haven't gotten what they expected out of Josh Jacobs. And in it, what Barnwell was really talking about was like first down run rate and how Jacobs hasn't been tremendous, at least in that regard, which like, yeah, okay, numerically, but to think that Josh Jacobs isn't having a great year for Green Bay, come on now. That just means you're not paying enough attention. All right, so now for this first down, the Packers wind up taking a timeout. LaFleur and company didn't like what they saw, so timeout. They're, of course, going to have 2 remaining as they set up for 2nd and 3. Let's go, Fanatics! Hey, John. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Jake. How you guys doing? 5 players with 2 touchdown catches for the Packers. This telecast is showing. Only team with 20 offensive touchdowns and no player with more than 4. That's just what you get when you got talent all over the place. 2nd and 3 now for Green Bay as they're getting re-lined up. Love to see all the Packer fans down in Florida. Love under center now. Tucker Kraft in motion from the boundary, now into a more traditional tight end spot. Love takes a snap, and it's an end around to Jaden Reed, who takes the ball. He got nowhere to go. That play is read brilliantly by 44 of Jacksonville, who wraps up and brings Jaden Reed down immediately. Absolutely no gain. Former number 1 pick Trayvon Walker, the one who read that one. Sorry, defensive end, not linebacker. But he made the play. That sets up 3rd and 3 now for Green Bay. Doler Hyde, what's up, Doler Hyde? Hello to you. All right, 3rd and 3. Jordan Love now. Oh, not going to go under center. Kind of a weird camera angle. Jordan Love in shotgun. Jaden Reed in motion behind him. And it's a handoff to Josh Jacobs. Looked like an RPO, but Jacobs has himself a lane. That is a nice gain up the right side. That's a 1st down now for the Packers. Another productive run for Josh Jacobs, but it's Packer football. There's a flag. There's a flag. There's already a flag. And that's holding on Green Bay. Thanks a lot, Land Clark, head referee today. And that's called on right guard Sean Ryan. Ryan, he's been playing a good right guard lately. There he tugged on the jersey of 23, Olakun coming back from IR. Olakun with a little bit of performative art, we can say, on that hold as well. Really embellishing things for the ref to call. But that's going to make it 3rd and 8 for Green Bay now. Yeah, Olakun back in the lineup for the Jaguars. That is a very nice boost for their defense. Realistically, he's one of the most talented players on that D. He should help them a lot. 3rd and 8 for Green Bay. They're sitting at the 46-yard line, still in their own territory. Jordan Love in shotgun, under 10 on the play clock. Love adjusting things at the line. The O-line is pointing all over. Under 5 down the play clock. Love takes a snap, drops back. He's looking over the middle, doesn't see what he wants, so he rolls out to the right. We got another flag, and he floats the pass to Josh Jacobs. That's incomplete over the middle. But we got to see what that flag is. Is Jordan Love now walking back to the huddle, and he ain't walking quickly. A little hiccup in his giddy up. Goodness gracious, that's another hold on Green Bay. That penalty is declined. That's going to set up 4th and 8, still on their own side of the ball. Disappointing. Trayvon Walker, the one in pursuit of Jordan Love there. And yes, indeed, yeah. Love got a little hiccup there right at the end. It's showing on the replay, in case you're not catching the game live, that Love was rolling out and he stepped kind of awkwardly, pulled up on his leg a little bit, but still obviously was walking off the field himself. Doesn't appear to be anything too traumatic. All right, all-world punter, the Irishman, Dan Whelan now in. He sends it, and it bounces at the 11, but then it's picked up, going to be returned, and gets to probably about the 17-yard line for Jacksonville, as the replay is just going to show Jordan Love walking gingerly again and again and again and again. The best thing to talk about right now for the telecast. Eric, how you doing, my friend? Eric, good afternoon, everyone. Go Pack Go. Eric, I cannot read whatever is in your profile picture there. I'm doing a little. All right, so ultimately against the Jacksonville defense, look, in fact, I was just talking last night with Packers Kingdom. He sent me a DM. We were talking about this last night. Green Bay, unequivocally, a second half team, both defensively and offensively. Offensively, you can argue maybe a little bit more second quarter, but they're not exactly a first drive team. They really haven't been all year, and they even had some struggles with that last year as well. Still, though, kind of disappointing against this Jacksonville defense to not be able to move the ball at least past the 50 and have at least one penalty kind of shoot you in the foot there. Janelle, yeah, you hit it on the head. Stop the penalties. Now, Sean Ryan has been playing a lot better as of late. I mean, he does look in many regards like a different player than when the season first started. And even when asked this week, I think it was Stenovich was asked, what's going on with Jordan Morgan? He's only playing about 14% of snaps or thereabouts the last couple of weeks. Are we returning to more of a true rotation between Morgan and Sean Ryan? And Steno basically said, Morgan will get his time, but Ryan's just playing better right now. Like, he's just better than the Packers' first-round pick right now. So they're going to keep on rolling out Ryan. And that's really, I mean, it is really kind of shown in the game. Ryan is playing pretty darn well. Just an unfortunate penalty there. I still believe that the future of the offensive line quite possibly would be Ryan and Morgan starting at guard with Elton Jenkins in at center. Unless they retain Josh Myers this offseason, which they might. They might. It's just, if you're going to find one guy on that offensive line, the contract coming up that might be more replaceable than the others, probably is Josh Myers. So, yeah, I still wonder if that's the future. But, yeah, Sean Ryan with a very untimely holding penalty on that drive as they were trying to get something going. So, now we'll see Jacksonville. And the player to watch here, as I talked about a bunch in the pregame, sure, they've got rookie wideout Brian Thomas. Trevor Lawrence is having a better season than a lot of people are talking about with his 9-touchdown, 3-interception ratio. But the guy who really, the numbers have been just purely outstanding for Jacksonville as of late has been Tank Bigsby. Their running back has been doing great work, over 4 yards per carry after contact. So I would expect with ETN out, we're going to see a heavy workload as long as Jacksonville can keep running the ball and isn't forced into passing it. I think we'll see a bunch of Bigsby. First play, Trevor Lawrence dropping back. That's play action. Then he winds up throwing off to the right. It's a high throw, still hauled in, though, by, I think that was Tank Bigsby on the catch. Brought down, though, should be about a 6-yard gain for Jacksonville. And now, yeah, the telecast is showing all of Trevor Lawrence's deep balls, and especially, too, Brian Thomas, amongst others. Their other really notable receiver for Jacksonville this year has been Christian Kirk, who's just doing Christian Kirk things. I don't want to be overly simplistic with that, but like every year, he's just relatively similar stat lines. 2nd and 3 now for Jacksonville, officially a gain of 7 through the air there. Trevor Lawrence now ready to take the snap in shotgun, and he does. Dropping back, Preston Smith with the pressure. Lawrence then overthrowing the receiver, Christian Kirk. Bullard, Alexander, both there. But Preston Smith getting the pressure, getting the QB hit, forcing the incompletion. And worth noting, we talked in the pregame show about how Cam Robinson looked good to go at left tackle. Telecast just showed that it actually is Walker Little getting the start at left tackle today. So that means that the tackle giving up the most sacks for Jacksonville is at least not starting. Their second weakest link in pass pro, probably their right tackle, Anton Harrison, their right tackle, who's given up an abundance of hurries thus far. Now 3rd down, Lawrence in shotgun, takes a snap. Now stepping up into the pocket, another pressure for Green Bay. Lawrence is hit from multiple angles. Preston Smith again getting in there. Eric Wilson finishing it off. That is no gain for Jacksonville, and that sets up 4th and maybe technically 2.5, but that looks like a certain punt now upcoming for Jacksonville, unless, of course, I missed something. Jordan Love getting his helmet. Yep, he's getting ready. Cook now back to punt for Jacksonville. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jacksonville going to be punting from the 24-yard line. Keyshawn Nixon back to return this punt for Green Bay. And the punt for Cook is up. Nixon having to trail way back. A boomer of a punt for Cook. And that, yeah, I do believe we're Where did they officially mark that? I didn't catch it. I have to see where they line up. That very well might have been down like on the 1, I think is technically what they called there. 1 heck of a punt. I'm not upset with Nixon for not returning that. Looked like it was going to go, but that went out at the 1. So, like Commando G-Man says, 99 yards. Let's do it. But what a way to get the offense cooking beyond a good old 99-yard drive, right? The record for longest pass in Packers history, I do believe, is still Brett Favre to Robert Brooks for 99 yards. Can't tie that record if you don't give yourself a 99-yard chance, right? So, little Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, 99-yarder. I could go with that. Janelle, 1-yard line. Yep. I caught up eventually. But 1-yard line, the official mark there. Let's get the offense going. All right. Well, at least an encouraging start for the defense to really what was nice to see was the pass rush, especially Preston Smith. A lot has been said about Rashawn Gary not being productive enough. From a pass rush standpoint, Preston Smith is still probably their best run stopper on the edge, but it's not like he's been lighting the world on fire from a pass rush perspective. Also, I do want to address this in case you've seen it. There's been some scuttlebutt as of recently about there be a few veterans that could be of interest to other teams at the trade deadline for the Packers. One being Andre Dillard, their depth tackle, who seemingly has been surpassed by Kadeem Telford on the depth chart because Telford's been active every week, whereas Dillard has now been inactive a couple weeks. And the other one, Preston Smith, supposedly a popular name in trade conversations. Look, when it comes to Dillard, if they can move him for a late round pick, I don't really tend to doubt that one much. He's not even been active the last couple of weeks, but he is a vet. He does have some good tape, like maybe an NFL team would want him, right? But I just can't see the Packers moving on from Preston Smith. And I've seen some talk on Twitter about it could be just like Rasul last year. There'll be 2 years in a row the Packers trade a veteran on defense. Yeah, last year at the deadline, the Packers hadn't gone on their hot streak yet, and it looked like they were going to be a super young team that was going to continue to be middling, even if the indications were positive. Yeah, they got a 3rd-round pick for Rasul. For Preston Smith? No, I cannot believe that in any way. All right, I don't know why the Packers, especially when they're lining up to contend, why would they get run on their top pass rushers? I don't get it. All right, so Jordan Love now under center for this first snap, takes it, hands it off to Josh Jacobs, who gains 3 right up about the middle. Looks as though the telecast is talking about Jordan Love again. And, I mean, yeah, it's pretty clear. Like, he's got, I don't want to call it a full-on limp, but he does appear to be favoring that left foot a little bit. As Ray says, I hope Jordan Love is okay. I do believe we're all on that train, right? All right, 2nd and 7 now for the Packers following the carry for 3. Jordan Love in a pistol formation. 1 running back behind him. 2 receivers off to the left, 1 to the right. And it's another handoff, this one for Josh Jacobs. But Jaguars really not giving up much there. Gain of only 2 for Jacobs sets up 3rd and mid. Just over 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. I did talk about how the Jaguars, they're a better team, at least in run defense, than you'd think. They're top 10 in terms of rushing yards per game. Where they really get beat with tremendous regularity is in the red zone and the secondary. 3rd and 5 now. Jordan Love in full-blown shotgun for this play. But, of course, we're making adjustments. Love walking up to the line, talking some orders. Josh Jacobs, the runner in the backfield, trips off to the left, Tucker Kraft off to the right. Jordan Love now throwing over the middle, and he leads Jaden Reed on what appeared to be a slant. Jaden Reed dove for it, but he's unable to control it all the way through the catch, so that is an incomplete to Jaden Reed. I do believe that's going to be credited as a drop. Oh, that's absolutely unequivocally a drop for Jaden Reed as they show on the replay from the back angle. That was in Reed's hands, and he just couldn't hang on to it through the ground. So incomplete. Sets up 4th and 5 and another punt for the Packers from the Irishman Dan Whelan. All-world punter, soon to be Pro Bowl punter Dan Whelan, as he sends that one over. And, oh, never mind. I take it back. Not Dan Whelan's greatest punt. We might have to hold off on the Pro Bowl stuff. I won't say it anymore. As that bounces at the Packers 46 or so and then rolls to about the Jacksonville 49. So Jacksonville going to be starting off with excellent field position following not a 60-yard boomer by Whelan. Eric saying, WTF, Reed? Come on, man. I tell you, Jaden Reed, every receiver is so freaking different on the Packers. Dontavian Wicks has difficulty catching a variance of different throws, right? Christian Watson, you can make the argument he's got pretty sure hands, but where he struggles is still in body positioning and contested catches. Like, okay, I can hear that argument for sure. Dobbs, probably the surest and strongest hands on the team. And then you've got Reed, who seemingly makes the incredibly difficult catches, who seemingly makes the contested catches, but where he sometimes drops the ball is on plays that are closer to the line of scrimmage, where he's coming out of the backfield, where he's open. Those are sometimes the ones that Reed lets go right through his hands. And sure, like that would have been a diving catch. It still absolutely should have been a catch. But it's just this weird trend where like Jaden Reed, if he's tightly covered, has no issue bringing in the ball. It's when there's no one on him that he's got difficulty catching it. And that's different from the other receivers. It's just like, they're different in skill set and in their drop variants. Mick, what's up, Mick? By the way, Mick, my condolences to you. Jonathan Ford was added to the 53 for just a couple days and then was let go off the 53. But hey, at least they added him back to the practice squad. I know he's your boy, so my condolences. Tight end as receivers. In the case of Tucker Kraft, yeah, I mean, more times than not in this offense, they're still going to come from a traditional like tight end stance, as Tucker Kraft is most apt to doing. But other than that, like the tight end who's closest to just straight up being a wide receiver in a tight end's body, that's Luke Musgrave. And he's still on IR. So, and it may be a bit yet before we see Musgrave. As Love is heading into the blue medical tent. Well, that ain't ideal. And now Malik, what you doing, Malik? He's handing off the tablet. He's not grabbing a helmet yet. All right. Oh, okay. All right. I would just say this. I'd have a lot more faith in Malik. He did tremendously as the backup QB. I'd have a lot more faith if they had a full week to prep for a Malik Willis game plan. I'm not sure I love the idea of him coming in mid-game in a Jordan Love game plan. That's all I want to say. All right, Trevor Lawrence now in first down, takes the handoff, and he does hand that off to Tank Bigsby, but the Packers are there, a number of them. Javon Bullard, Eric Wilson, Isaiah McDuffie, all there, stopping Tank Bigsby for approximately a half-yard gain. Now they're just going through the Packers starters there. And look at that, the green dot with Quay Walker out. The green dot goes to Eric Wilson today. Honestly, I like that a lot, and I would be in favor of Eric Wilson getting certainly more snaps, but maybe at the stead of one Isaiah McDuffie or rotating with Quay a bit, but I don't mind the vet having the green dot one bit. All right, under 5 to go on the play clock, 2nd and 10 for Jacksonville. Lawrence in shotgun, takes a snap. It's a quick out as he hits his, I believe that's tight end. Couldn't make out the name as he's spinning around, but a number of Packers bring down the spinning receiver there. Gain of probably about 6 for Jacksonville. And there he is, defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. We don't get to know what he's drinking this week. I'm gonna wager to bet that that's a Diet Coke down there in the corner. 3rd and 3 now for Jacksonville. Eric saying, I like Wilson over McDuffie and Quay. I'm with you, Eric. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say. Like, they're not going to take Quay off the field entirely, but when Quay does come back, I wouldn't mind seeing him rotate, and I'm fine with Wilson over McDuffie. 3rd and 3 now for Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun, one running back with him, but it's a quick rollout to the left. We got a flag, and they are stopping play with the flag. So Jacksonville, Trevor's going to argue with the ref, but that is a false start on Jacksonville. Back them up. That's going to make it 3rd and 8. Miserable Goat, Reed doing a lot of drops when it counts. Like I'm saying, man, it's like the open ones. And yeah, there was the deep ball in the last couple of games too, the one where he's breaking open. Yeah. Commando saying, yeah, I was going to say you would be happy about that. Yeah. All right. 3rd and 8 now for Jacksonville. 6:30 to go in the first. Packers lining up awfully close to the line. Nixon, Jair, Rashawn standing up over the middle, and he was dancing pre-snap? All right, so now Trevor Lawrence throwing over the top. That's an overthrow to Brian Thomas, his rookie receiver, and Lawrence is saying, Thomas, you should have done this instead. And Thomas is going, I don't know, man, I'm a rookie. But the ball sailed over both. Eric Stokes in coverage, as Janelle is saying, Stokes with good coverage. Yeah, absolutely. On the replay, so Stokes was right there against Brian Thomas. Ball floated right over the top. So Cook now in for another punt, as the telecast is showing his first punt was 73 yards, a career high for Cook. Love it when career highs are against Green Bay. Jaden Reed back to get this punt, and Cook didn't even Jaden Reed with the fair catch at about the 8-yard line, not repeating last week's mistake in special teams. Did you see the way Cook punted that? My man didn't even lay into the ball at all. He just kind of swung his leg at that and still threw it 40 yards down the field. Punted 40 yards. As Jordan Love comes jogging back out. All right, so the blue medical tent was at least decent news for him to be returning out now. And there was a flag, but we don't get to know what it is as the telecast goes to commercial. 73-yard punt, drug test him, right? If punters are booming it like that, something's awry. Right? You can expect a letter in his locker from the league office tomorrow. Big Al, hi John, hello to you, Big Al. All right. Okay, offense. You missed out on your 99-yard chance. Now it's time to do something. Let's get going. He definitely juiced. Yeah, maybe orange juice down there, man. But on that second punt, though, did you see the way he just kind of swung his leg? He didn't even go through the full, typical punting motion. He just kind of swung it and booted it 40 yards down the field. Good. I don't study punters very often, but Jacksonville may have themselves an awfully good one. All right, offense. Come on. Let's get into a rhythm. Has I'm sure they've mentioned it, has the telecast, anyone out there with sound on it, at least on the telecast, mentioned potentially what's going on with Jordan Love? Is it ankle? Did he retweak the knee? Anyone know out there why he's got some limpness in that foot right now? Let me know if you've heard anything. But I did note that this is kind of some of the healthiest Green Bay has been all year. It's a wood desk. It's knocking on wood for real. But it really is Corey Ballantyne was out this week. Quay Walker unable to get through concussion protocol, but with Wyatt returning, that's really kind of it. Musgrave's still hanging out on IR, but it's good time to be getting healthier, not worse. Kevin, what's up? He ran back out on the field. Yeah. I saw that. He's back in. I was just wondering if it, is it ankle? Is it he didn't get stepped on. I did see the replay that it happened on. I was just wondering if the telecast said he's dealing with a twisted ankle or whatever it is. I don't know what the details are. I know he's still in though. So. All right, we got 6:11 to go in the first as the offense is lining up. Jordan Love under center. Packers again with unfavorable field position, backed up to about the 7.5-yard line. Let's see, Ben Sims, the tight end on the field for this play. It's play action. Love going deep over the middle. And that is complete to Romeo Doubs, who tries to break a tackle. Can't do it, though. He is brought down by the Jacksonville corner, Cisco. Still, though, the ball getting all the way to about the 38-yard line. It's about a 30-yard play to the Romeo Doubs, who just straight up beat his man. I mean, he just straight up was faster than the corner on that route. And Doubs hauling it in, eventually brought down by the safety. If you're wondering where is Darnell Savage for Jacksonville, he mostly is playing in the slot these days, actually. He's not starting at safety for them. So if you're wondering where you may see Savage, it's more than likely not going to be in the slot. All right, quick pitch out to Josh Jacobs now on this new first down. That's a gain of about 7 on the ground for Jacobs. Sets up second and pretty favorable for Green Bay. Under 5:20 to go in the first now. Kevin Kevels, what's up? Yay, yards. We celebrate what we got here. Hey, 30-yard play. Darnell sausage. Shagavi, good afternoon here for a Packer victory. As are we all, Shagavi. All right, 2nd and 3 now for Love and company. 2 individuals in the backfield with him in shotgun. And that is a handoff to Chris Brooks. Chris Brooks getting some play before Emmanuel Wilson. That's good to see. As Brooks runs for a gain of 3. The return of Marshawn Lloyd is pending. They've talked about how he is getting closer. He still is not yet back. But they have talked in pressers about how he's getting closer. So still though, Chris Brooks getting some time for that. Nice carry for the first down there for Chris Brooks. 4:24 to go now in the first. Jordan Love in shotgun. Josh Jacobs back there with him. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Emmanuel Wilson, not Jacobs. My mistake. And Emmanuel Wilson goes to the outside, but that is complete to Romeo Doubs on the quick slant. Romeo Doubs now getting into Jacksonville territory. A little slow to get up there, but Ben Sims at least helps tug on his jersey to get him up. But just a quick slant there to Doubs, really. Yeah, just a quick inbreaker. Doubs, again, just beating his man. Doubs is enjoying the man coverage that Jacksonville is throwing at him. And he did, yeah, he's off the field for this play. I don't want to say he was slow to get up, but he hesitated on the ground at least for a second. All right, so first down now, carry up the middle for Emmanuel Wilson. Second effort at least gets him a few yards after he runs into a clogged lane. And then presses forward, gain of ultimately about 4 there on the ground as Romeo Doubs checks back in. Let's see what else we got here. Mix and variety of running back skills. Almost like wide receiver, right? Like each running back is pretty different for Green Bay. And then when Lloyd comes back, that's a whole other layer of getting their own little muscle hamster back in. 2 running backs again on the field. Very curiously, one of them is not Josh Jacobs. Chris Brooks earning himself some time, and Emmanuel Wilson both in shotgun with Jordan Love there. And the ball is snapped, and there's a flag. So, all right, let's see what that is. Ref signaling early that it's on Green Bay. And indeed, that is a false start on Green Bay. So that 2nd and 6 becomes 2nd and 11. Yay. That went on Rasheed Walker, who... Look, Sheed's gotten better with the penalties as of late. Obviously a step back. Kevin Keppel saying, someone said we go division first place if we win. I don't know. I saw a couple different versions of it. Part of it is because everything's janky right now because, like, some teams have had their bye, others haven't. To be totally frank, I don't really care until, like, all the bye weeks are in. Up until that point, it's all uneven. But I think they'd at least be, like, a share of first place. All right, quick out there to Dontavian Wicks. Earns them about the penalty back. Sets up 3rd and roughly 5 now for Green Bay after the completion to Dontavian Wicks. Yes, 3rd and 5 indeed. Ray saying that Jordan Love release is just so amazing. It looks like it just gives him more time to step into the pocket while he's completing passes. Yeah, he hasn't quite mastered the, like, Aaron Rodgers just flick yet, but it is a very impressive release. Yes. And Love, there we go. Love on a quick, speaking of release, quick release there to Christian Watson. That nets them a first down, 6-yard gain to Watson as he was going down to the ground. Low pass intentionally there from Love to fit it into the window. Watson adjusted. Great play overall. First down, Green Bay. Just over a minute to go in the half in the first quarter. Now they're doing a quick huddle. Love wanting to get everyone up to the line. Not a full-blown huddle here. Janelle saying, sure, Savage makes a tackle now that he's on a different team. I mean, at least he's not playing, like, ridiculously well for Jacksonville. He's still kind of Darnell Savage down there, but yeah. And Josh Jacobs getting a carry on 1st and 10, but he is brought down in the backfield by Brown. That's going to be a couple-yard loss near the sideline for Josh Jacobs on the carry. 2nd and 12 officially for Green Bay now. Shagavi saying, I wonder why we don't see more Melton in the backfield. I think that's just because it's predominantly Jaden Reed's thing. Like, we do see it occasionally, but like if they're going to take a wide receiver and put him back there or motion around it or whatever, most of the time it's Jaden Reed. Speaking of Jaden Reed in motion around the backfield, Jordan Love takes a snap on a shotgun now, throws it to Jaden Reed, who tries to find a lane, but the blockers don't have one, and he's brought down quick. Gain of only about 4 on the completion to Jaden Reed. Reed eventually even ran into one of the wide receivers blocking over there. I think it was just the path that they weren't anticipating, even though both receivers did have their guys blocked. Still, ultimately, though, gain of about 4. Packers do have the ball all the way up to the Jacksonville 20. Keep in mind, too, Jacksonville is the worst red zone defense in the NFL in terms of touchdown percentage. So the Packers are now a couple inches in the red zone. This is their chance against the worst run zone defense in the NFL. And it's been well documented. It's been getting better, but the Packers have been struggling from a red zone offensive standpoint. Too many field goals, not enough true touchdowns. Like I said, it's been getting better, but they started the season pretty rough in that regard. They were amongst the bottom in the league offensively there too. If you can't do it against Jacksonville, if you can't convert red zone opportunities against Jacksonville, then it's a go back to the drawing board and look at your red zone opportunities and your scheming. Because like I said, I mean, Jacksonville is the worst in the league, and it's not really all that close either. Kevin Kebbles, apparently my house was 1 block south, I'd have this game. Apparently if my house was 1 block south, I'd have this game on, because of course on TV. Don't get me started, man. The whole blackouts and regionally, like, even when the Packers are on, not all of Wisconsin necessarily gets every Packer game. It's all those rules are just such archaic nonsense, man. But yeah, that is a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, Green Bay. You know, Janelle, I know you're here to help me remember to do the scoreboard. I just haven't had to freaking do it yet. But it's time. It's time to change that. Time to change the ticker. Let's get something on the board here, huh? Eric saying I'm in Michigan. I get the damn lines. Yeah. I mean, I know it's gotten better because now, like, I think it's like YouTube TV. You could do quad screens and you can choose which games you want and all that kind of stuff. But it's still all ridiculous. All right. But I'm very much, I know I don't even really consider this political. I've firmly held the belief for a long time too, that if any public money in any way goes towards a stadium, then that state should absolutely have unequivocal free access to every single game that team plays. I don't think that that's unreasonable, right? All right, let's get to it. Let's get back to the game. Yeah, replay showing Jordan Love is favoring that foot a little bit. Is it his foot? Is it his ankle? Any reporting going on? Anybody know anything? Let me know. All right, here we go. 3rd down. 3rd and 8 from the 19 3/4 yard line. Jordan Love in shotgun. Christian Watson going from bottom of screen to top of screen. He does have 3 receivers off to the right now, 1 off to the left, and I do believe that's Kraft on the left. 1 running back in the backfield with him, and that is Emmanuel Wilson, I do believe. Love now taking the snap, dropping back in shotgun. He's looking over the middle. That is complete, but it's short of the 1st down. Nice diving catch there that was Chris Brooks, the running back, not Emmanuel Wilson. Brooks is earning his time today, my goodness. Brooks does make the diving catch, still ultimately short of the 1st down. As the Packers helmet went flying there. And they might be calling that incomplete. If they take a look at it, the nose of the football was on the ground as Brooks made the catch. Plus, there's a flag. Yeah, okay, so that flag's not going to count in any way, shape, or form. Or that play, I should say. But it's a defensive penalty. And that's an automatic 1st down for Green Bay. Okay, so regardless of the penalty now, or regardless of a incompletion now, and that's where the helmet went popping off too. Trayvon Walker popped off Zach Tom's helmet with some illegal hands to the face. Take it any way you can get it. First down for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, right on. He just stuck his hands in the face mask. It's calm. Helmet went popping off. That's an automatic first down for Green Bay. All right, Jacobs in the backfield. Packers now have the ball at the, come on, let me see exactly where they put it. Yeah, at the 15-yard line. Love under center. And he takes a snap. That's a pitch to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs going to the right, close to the sideline. Jacksonville is all over it there. Multiple defenders there. Josh Jacobs probably losing about one on the halfback toss. Just nothing going. That was not blocked nearly enough. The returning linebacker, Olakun, with the tackle. Ay. I mean, we've seen that now. Anytime they've tried to pitch to Jacobs today, it's just going nowhere. Jacksonville is all over those plays today. The boundary blocking by Green Bay just not good enough. All right, 2nd and 11 now. Love in shotgun. He was going to take the snap. Now he's adjusting things up to the line. And under 5 on the play clock. But he gets the snap off. Now he's looking off to his left, and he throws left. Damn, that's going to be picked if he got both feet in. The route was jumped by Jones, the normal nickel corner for Jacksonville. I mean, Jones just read the route. Love telegraphed where he was going. Love snapped the ball, was looking left, then threw left. And yeah, Jones just read it. He just jumped in front of Romeo Doubs. Oh, did he get both feet in, though? Is that big toe on his left foot actually in bounds? That may decide if Green Bay has a field goal opportunity or not. Come on, let's see it again. But, I mean, very simple. Like, Jones, the nickel corner there, just jumped the route. Just read it. And, I mean, it was a simple, Romeo Doubs was breaking towards the sideline. You want to call it a back shoulder throw, whatever. And Love just said, that's where I'm going with the ball. And then threw it there. And Jones was like, I know where you're going, and hopped it. All right, we'll see. Anthony, what's up, Anthony? Hey, John, on my way to work, just stopping by to say have a wonderful day and stream. Thank you, Anthony. Thanks for thinking of me, man. Thanks for thinking of the stream. Really appreciate that. Have a great day at work. Drinell saying running outside is not working. Yeah, agreed. It's not. There was a time earlier this year where Jacobs was doing really, really well on outside runs. And I'm not even going to fault Jacobs here. On that last halfback toss, there was nowhere for him to go. There were 3 Jaguars and really no blocked lanes for him to go. That's always going to fail on a toss, right? Captain Kebbles, yes, the classic drop and first down. Yeah. Hey, take it any way you can get it. Eric saying, quit running Jacobs on the edge. Please run him between the tackles. Come on. Yeah. Commando saying the struggles continue. Kevin Kibbles, yikes. Just saying I'm worried about Love's turnover problem. I get it. I would take issue with that one. I mean, the interception total is slightly inflated because a couple of them have been deflections, or there was the one 3 weeks ago where Bo Melton was slipping to the ground and it just cruised where Bo Melton was going to be if he was standing up. There's been a few of those. So okay, if you want to argue it's a little inflated, sure. But man, it's just it's the last few weeks, it's the offense can't get going until Love throws the pick. Once he throws that first pick, then the offense is lights out the rest of the game. I don't know. And this one, I see now that they're showing kind of the back angle, you clearly see Love was going to Doubs. It makes sense. Doubs had his guy beat by, half a step, but it was just so telegraphed and call confirmed. So apparently his big toe was inbounds. I'm not convinced. Show me a replay. But anyway, Jacksonville takes over with the ball at about the 6. No points for Green Bay. I don't know. It's an annoying tendency. Yes, but I'm not I'm not going to be tremendously worried yet. All right, here's the interception replay. I don't know, man. If his foot was one size bigger, that's out of bounds. Big Al crap. Jordan Favre is throwing picks. Hey, I mean, it would have been too easy if he would have gotten all the good traits of Rodgers and Favre. He's got to have at least one bad one, right? But hey, like I was saying, now the one pick is out of the way. Now they'll put up 40 the rest of the game. That's what we do. This is what it is. All right, false start. Boy, the refs are all over false starts in this game. Another one for Jacksonville. And that's second down now for Jacksonville. Chris, what's up, Chris? Hey, John. Hey, everyone. Hello to you. Gabby, I'm not worried. You never know until you try. Just saying. I mean, yeah, that's part of it. Like, love, it ultimately, it is a good thing. At the end of the day, it's an overall net positive that Jordan Love has the confidence to make any throw. It's just, it's the telegraphing that's a larger problem for me. Oh, but the Packers answer back as Trevor Lawrence throws over the middle. Of course, it's Xavier McKinney with the interception. So, I mean, it was just pretty pure in that Trevor Lawrence drops back, throws over the middle into double coverage where Xavier McKinney was just chilling in his zone responsibility. The ball goes right into McKinney's basket. Interception for the Green Bay Packers to answer right back. And who was that? It looks like another potential miscommunication between Lawrence and Brian Thomas, his rookie receiver, as I'm assuming that throw was to Thomas. Gotta be to Thomas. Thomas was continuing to streak upfield. Lawrence threw it like it was a comebacker. And Xavier McKinney was the only one there. Xavier McKinney, like Janelle says, and started another streak. Yes. Brilliant. Packers taking over the ball at the 28-yard line now. Jordan Love in shotgun. Two receivers off to the right, plus a tight end. But it is a handoff to Josh Jacobs, who goes up the middle and has success. Gain of 5 or 6 on the ground. Woo! X said, I can do that. X says, I need mine too. X interception defensive player of the year. Yes, indeed. I mean, imagine it. Imagine the turnaround for the defense, like Xavier McKinney being talked about as a potential defensive player of the year. Evan Williams being talked about as a potential rookie of the year on defense. What a turnaround for the safety room. Unreal. All right, Jordan Love in shotgun for second down. Takes a snap, hands it off to Chris Brooks, who is annihilated in the backfield. 3 Jaguars there, bringing him down. And that is going to be about a 1, maybe 2-yard loss on the carry for Chris Brooks, who had, I mean, like he was dead to rights the second he got that ball. The run blocking, yeah, and the Jaguars did send a run blitz there, so is what it is. But ultimately, I think you can make the argument that the run blocking is leaving a little something to be desired in Green Bay today. But Jacksonville's top 10 in run defense. We do got to point that out, right? Jacksonville's the one area of their defense that isn't terrible is run defense. All right, 3rd and 7. Love dropping back, and he airs that out to the end zone. Romeo Doubs throwing up some dramatic arms. The corner looks defeated, and there is a flag. So that very well could be a deep penalty. But now Doubs is shaking his head. Who knows if Doubs is upset or not? That's just his face. And that's pass interference on Jacksonville. Hey-oh. That should put the Packers real close to the end zone, depending on where they're going to mark this. But Romeo Doubs streaking down the field, and then, yeah, like 30 for Jacksonville kind of tripped into him a little bit, kind of cut off the route a little bit. It's still pass interference, and so Packers going to get themselves some very, very nice spacing on the field now. 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line is where they put that one. Jordan Love in shotgun. He's got duo tight ends, one on the right, one on the left. 2 receivers off the left as well, and Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Josh Jacobs runs up the middle. That's a touchdown. Ball, Green Bay Packers. They're on the board. Josh Jacobs with the rushing touchdown. That one's for you, Bill Barnwell. All right, let's see what everybody's got to say. Kevin saying X-Man does it again. That's 6. That's 6. Andrew B. Sports saying he needs 2 more to make up for the 2 weeks that he didn't get one. Right? How glorious would a 17 interception season be, man? Unreal. Josh Jacobs. See, that's the kind of run blocking we want. Sean Ryan sealing off the gap. Josh Myers taking care of his man. Nice. Nicely done by the big boys there. Big Al saying Savage seeing his replacement have 6 picks for the Packers. Yeah, and Bullard playing great in the slot, and Edwin Williams being talked about as a rookie of the year. My goodness, Savage, the day I've grown over you, my man. Kevin Keppel saying, interesting fact, Green Bay is second in run on first down attempts. And I was just kind of shoving in the face of Barnwell a little bit. That's kind of what Barnwell was talking about. If you caught that article where Bill Barnwell was like saying that Josh Jacobs hasn't been everything for the Packers that they were hoping for, he was really honed in on first down and the fact that Jacobs hasn't been a tremendous successful first down runner for Green Bay in spite of the number of chances that they've given. Ultimately, though, I think you got to look at the blocking to really explain the context on that one. Don't worry, I got you. I knew what you were saying. All right, Commando G-Man, punch that in. Eric saying, L, yeah. Jagabi, let's go. David, go Packers. Yes, indeedy. Packers. Hey, I got to change the scoreboard. I got to change it. I'm on it. I'm not going to forget this time. Bam. All right, so Green Bay has taken the lead. Oh, yes. At least there was good run blocking on that play. We'll take it. Go, yay, points. Yeah, I had to adjust the ticker. That's what it is. Oh, man. Showing the Hummer that can adjust itself. Goodness gracious. My 2015 Kia Sorento, don't do that. All right, Eric, what you got? Eric saying O-line has a lot to do with that, and look at that numbers. Pack don't run block, all that. Well, yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, if you go back and you watch every single one of those first down carries for Josh Jacobs, is it really Josh Jacobs that you're going to find fault with? I don't know if it is. Of course, you want to see a running back create, right? I think you could make the argument, even though he is amongst the league leaders in both carries and missed tackles forced, I think you could say the argument that you'd love to see Jacobs shed more tackles. I think that's at least like has some root in legitimacy. But I think the overall fault for the deficiency on first down carries, I don't think you can pin that just on Jacobs for sure. Big Al saying, got to give props to Goot, who revamped the safety position and even last year revamped the wide receiver core. That's the thing with Goot. Like when he circles a position on the depth chart and says in the offseason, that one, we're going to attack that one. We're going to add 6 dudes to it, and 3 of them are going to be studs, and it's going to work. Yeah, I mean, he wholesales to improve positions, and it's I mean, frankly, it's really incredible to watch it work. I would not be shocked if this coming offseason he does a similar approach, like potentially a linebacker and O-line, like especially the tackles. All right, and here comes the kickoff. That one goes soaring into the end zone over the head of the returner. Jacksonville going to take over with the ball at the 30. 7:31, I think that said, to go in the half. Mick saying, is Love showing signs of pain when he throws? No, I haven't really seen it when he throws. It's not like when he first came back from the knee injury and you saw like he couldn't really plant on the knee or anything like that. Where they've really shown him have some pain is like just kind of in the huddle, like between plays. It just shows him favoring that leg, specifically his left leg. It hasn't really seemed to impact him on the field much. All right, first down now for Jacksonville, and Trevor Lawrence hands over to Tank Bigsby, who sheds 3 tackles before he's shoved out of bounds. That was a heck of a lot of work for a 1.5-yard carry for Bigsby, but he broke 3 tackles before he's pushed out of bounds. 2nd and 9 now for Jacksonville. David saying, John, after every Packers touchdown, you should turn around and hammer out, roll out the barrel on that upright piano. You know, okay, so 2 things. 1, that is now just my desk. My actual piano that I play on is over there. This no longer has keys. That's an old piano that I turned into a desk. And 2, I not on piano, but I played the recording of Roll Out the Barrel once. All right, 2nd down now. Jacksonville handing it off to Tanks Bigsby, who just runs through a wide open gap, gain of about 6 on the ground. I played the actual recording for Roll Out the Barrel, or not Roll Out the Barrel, Bang on the Drum all day. I played the recording for Bang on the Drum all day, following a touchdown for the Packers once. And I got flagged by YouTube for copyright violations. So, can't do that. All right, here we go. It's 3rd and 2 now for Jacksonville. And Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. He's got 2 receivers off the left, tight end and a receiver on the right. Running back in the backfield with him. And the tight end is going from right to left. Trevor Lawrence takes the snap, throws it to his running back, Tank Bigsby, who tries to shed tacklers, but it just doesn't work. And he's brought down. My goodness, he is a strong runner. Brought down isn't even the right word. Forward progress was just stopped because after 3 Packers hit him, he stayed upright. And ultimately, though, they lose a yard on the completion to Bigsby. That's going to set up 4th and 3 and another Cook punt for Jacksonville. I think that was Eric Wilson. Yes, it was Eric Wilson, the first one to really stand up Bigsby and make sure that play was not going to progress anywhere. But, man, I got to tell you, I'm uber impressed with Tank Bigsby and the way that he is just shedding people all over the place. All right, Cook now punting away. And that goes... Oh, that one actually bounces into the end zone. Woo, okay, because that one bounced initially at the 2, and it looked like the Packers were going to get rough field position again, but instead it bounces into the end zone. So touchback for Green Bay. Eric saying Wilson is a stud. Eric saying Eric is a stud. Yeah, he is. And the thing is, too, like, keep in mind, Eric Wilson had 1 year as a starting linebacker. The year 2020, he was a starting linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. That also happened to be the last year that he played in a 4-3 defense. And it wasn't all bad. Like, he was a pretty decent starting linebacker that year. Just not good enough that it warranted like a new contract or anyone to like bring him in as a starter. But it wasn't like terrible either. I don't think it's like some grand mystery or some huge surprise that all of a sudden he's doing well for Green Bay again now that he's back in the 4-3, back allowed just to pursue the run. Is he going to be an all-world linebacker? No, but he certainly is a worthwhile contributor. And that's what we're seeing with some great regularity now. Captain Kibble saying 0 first downs for the Jags, huh? I do believe that's accurate. Yeah, I think you're right, Captain Kibble. Big Al saying, is it crazy to say Jeff Hafley is the Packers' best DC since the early years of Dom Capers? Okay, 2 things here. 1, I'm really glad you said that. Did the Dom Capers era last too long? Yeah, I think you can make that argument. I think as the roster shifted from being a pretty veteran roster, at least defensively, in like 8, 9, 10, 11, to, you know, the years of like 12, 13, all of a sudden it became like this uber young defense. And Capers was notorious for having a highly complex defensive system. It was his deal for literally 30 years before even his time in Green Bay. And then all of a sudden the young guys couldn't do it. I'm really glad, though, that you said the early years of Dom Capers, because I think a lot of fans just like Dom Capers' reputation now. No, he was just a bad DC. He was just the first terrible one. Fire Capers, right? And then it became Fire Pet and Fireberry, etc. But those early years was still like Dom Capers at his full powers. That defense was very, very good in that Super Bowl lead-up run. On to the first part, though. Is he the best defensive coordinator since early years of Capers? The early returns are promising. Let's say that. I'm not willing to anoint him yet. Keep in mind, the first 3 quarters of Pettin's first year, Rodgers even had that infamous quote of, "We got a defense," right? So like we've seen this before. We got to see him do it over the entire season. That's what I would say, Big Al. But early returns are certainly looking promising that way. All right, Josh Jacobs getting the carry now on 1st and 10. Packers starting with the ball on the 20. Jacobs takes that carry to about the 24 as it went to the right side middle of the line. Sets up 2nd and 6, just over 9 minutes to go in the half. Eric saying, I'm no stud. I'm 50 with 7 kids. I'm broken. The brutal self-honesty there, Eric. Yeah. I get it. All right, Jordan Love now taking the snap. On 2nd and 6, he's dropping back. He's looking to the middle, but then he's got to fade right. He's rolling right. Throws to Tucker Kraft, who sheds a tackler. Kraft now taking that ball, shedding a second tackle. He's trying to stay upright. That stiff arm doing some overtime work. And then takes the ball all the way up to the 9-yard line. Tucker, what a tough mother Tucker, as people have said on the channel before. My goodness. I mean, Jordan Love rolling right, then throws off balance to Tucker Kraft, who adjusts. He is wide open, avoids a sliding, I believe, safety, then stiff arms the other safety to just keep going. I mean, that's a yak and cheese play all day for Tucker Kraft. And then, it is showing on the replay that after Love delivered that ball, that limp is back and harsher than ever. But he's staying in the game. So now Love takes a snap, hands it off to Josh Jacobs, who's run up the right side. We got a flag on the play, but Jacobs gets the ball all the way up to about the 2 and then rolls into some poor camera people. But, yes. God, love that just from a personal standpoint. Josh Jacobs rolled into the camera people and then helped them up. Thank you, Josh Jacobs. God, it's not hard to be a good person. Just really glad to see that. All right, but then we got a flag on Green Bay. And that penalty appears to have been called on Tucker Kraft. Man, so much happened so quick. What a play by Tucker Kraft. What a human, Josh Jacobs. 7:50 to go in the half now. Even with the penalty, Green Bay still taking over the ball. 1st and goal at about the 9-yard line. I'm sorry, the 14-yard line. I read the hashes wrong. 14-yard line for Green Bay. Jordan Love now in shotgun. It appears to be Emmanuel Wilson in the backfield with him. But Love taking the snap. He's looking over the middle, pressure coming up the middle, and then he just floats it to the right. I got to believe that was a throwaway. Savage in coverage of Ben Sims. Sims tried to reach beyond the boundary to catch it, but I got to believe that was actually a throwaway by Jordan Love because it wasn't really that close to the end zone. And yeah, the pressure there really kind of came from the Sean Ryan, Josh Myers area of the line. Yeah, really Sean Ryan, the one that's going to get credited with giving up that QB hit. Woo! All right, good things. 7:26 to go in the half. 2nd and goal for Green Bay from the 14. Jordan Love now 8 of 11 for 143 yards, 1 pick. He's got 2 receivers off to the right, 2 off to the left, one of them being Tucker Kraft. Then he hands the ball off to Emmanuel Wilson, who tries to find a lane in the blocking, and it just is not there. That's a gain of nothing for Emmanuel Wilson, setting up 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line now for Green Bay. 7:10 to go in the half. I've been saying it. If you can't score in the red zone against the worst red zone D in the league, you don't got a lot of hope. Come on. Got to find a way to punch this one in. 6:55 to go. Jordan Love now for this 3rd and goal is in shotgun. Emmanuel Wilson back there with him. Trips off to the right. Single receiver off to the left. I do believe that single receiver is Romeo Doubs. Love takes a snap. He looks right, then fades back to his left. Hits Emmanuel Wilson, who is off balance, but still makes the catch. And then gains 1 on the catch for Emmanuel Wilson. That's going to make it 4th and goal from the 13. And Brandon McManus, the former Jaguars kicker, is now out for the field goal attempt. Yeah, it's still goofy. I wasn't here last week. Still goofy to see a kicker wear 17. I know it was Anders Carlson's number. Body ain't even cold yet for Anders Carlson. And it's weird. 17 for a kicker, just weird. Better than 44. But McManus with the kick, it's up, and that is good. A 31-yard field goal for Brandon McManus. That makes it 10-0 Green Bay. Just edit the ticker here. I'm not forgetting today, Janelle. I'm all over it. 10-0 Green Bay. All right, what do we got here? Let me just catch up on a couple comments here. Kevin Keppel saying, that'll do, Jeff. That'll do. Flight risk, Snug Caldwell saying, great defense. We have a defense, right? Bring back the old Aaron Rodgers quote. Mick saying, Teron Hopper cannot get on the field. No, he cannot. I think he was picked for the future. He did some good stuff in the preseason, but ultimately, like, he's pretty much a project player. Like, he just is. I said when they very first drafted him, if you recall from, like, the draft coverage that I did make, like, it seems to me that, like, his home is eventually going to wind up as a rookie in, like, some kind of package. Like, he's a specialty package kind of guy. And then he's going to be special teams. And you know what? With Eric Wilson playing the way that he is, like, at least they found another competent backer. If Hopper were to get on instead of McDuffie and then they rearrange who's Mike, Will, Sam, I could see some potential there. But yeah, it's been a rough go for Hopper thus far, and at least unable to see the field. Kevin say need to get Hopper on the field. I think it's coming eventually, but gotta be a reason it's not happening yet. Commando saying for a second, I was like, who is he throwing to? Wow. Yeah. It was one of those patented Jordan Love, like, yeah, at least on a telecast, like you're following the ball and there's no receiver there yet. It's one of those. Eric saying Tuck Norris, Gavin Kraft cheese, Gavin saying keep that Tucker moving. And then Kevin Kevel saying whatever Robert Saleh said for offense in the run game, delete it. This is Saleh's plan all along, to sabotage his best friend, right? Commando saying get to red zone and lose 3 yards. Wrong way, guys. Very much so. And I've been harping on the stats about Jacksonville in the red zone. Granted, a lot of those stats have come without Olakun, who's missed the last 4 games. Olakun is very much the center of their defense. So, like, they are upgraded there compared to what we've seen over the last month. Still should be beatable in the red zone. Kevin Kevel saying, yay, more points. Yay. Kevin saying, I think we good on kicker. He's at least making the easy ones, right, man? That's all we can ask for, at least. Let's see. Flight Rest saying, that's what I thought about Hopper myself as well. Yeah, it's what it feels like. Big Al, next Goot better not draft a special teamer like J.K. Scott or Anders Carlson. The last time that worked was Mason Crosby. Yeah. Hey, you know what? If McManus pans out, okay, just thinking a little bit more long-term, like rest of season. All right, well, then they've got a kicker for at least a few years. Yeah, he's like 33 years old, but they at least got a kicker for a few years. As that kickoff bounces out of the back of the end zone for Jacksonville, they're going to take over the ball at the 30. Wheelan, very young punter, and he looks tremendous for the long haul. So there you go. Long snapper, though. We'll just leave it at that. Captain Kebbles, I remember when Williams was a Goody light pick on fire moment. All hail the mighty Goot. Yeah. I mean, I got more, I had more faith even at the time in Williams than I did Hopper. Hopper's a little bit more of the, like, what do you have in mind here? What's the plan? So, we'll see what the plan is. All right, first and 10 for Jacksonville from the 30. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. He takes a snap and he rolls back and then finds a receiver. That would be Christian Kirk, who makes the reception, breaks a Xavier McKinney tackle. McKinney might have been going for the ball a little bit more than he was going for Kirk, but nonetheless, Kirk shakes him off, and that is a very positive gain for Jacksonville. Packers in zone. Lawrence just found the opening. Oh, and McKinney really was diving at Kirk there. He was in no position to really bring down Kirk. But nice gain for Jacksonville that gets them into Green Bay territory all the way to the 37 of Green Bay. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun now, taking the snap, hands it off to number 2 in the backfield. And that is going to go for about 3-4 yard gain on the ground for Jacksonville. McDuffie, McKinney in on the tackle. I do believe that was Ernest Johnson in running that carry. Tank Bigsby now in for 2nd and 7. And Jacksonville was like running a quick offense, this drive at least, up to this play. Now they brought Bigsby in. They're taking a full huddle, taking the time. All right, so now Jacksonville with the ball on the 34. Trevor Lawrence under center now. Under 5 on the play clock. He takes a snap, rolls back, and hits number 7 on the completion. Packers missing tackles, but 7 gets the ball all the way up to about the 16-yard line. That would be Brian Thomas Jr., the all-stud rookie, making the catch. Lawrence and Thomas very much on the same play on that one. Very well blocked by the Jaguars, too, as Bullard was blocked out. Evan Williams dove at the feet. At least I believe that was Williams. Unable to bring Thomas down. Another good gain for Jacksonville. Cooper and Bullard, the ones eventually making the tackle there, bringing him down at the 16. Jacksonville getting something cooking now offensively. Lawrence under center again, 6 to go on the play clock. Takes a snap. It's a halfback toss to Bigsby, who runs right up the middle, breaks 2 arm tackles. Eventually, that was brought down by McKinney and Cooper all the way up to about the 2-yard line, setting up 1st and goal for Jacksonville. Packers are not tackling well enough. Period. They're just not. This is beginning to look like one of those games for the defense as Jacksonville is running through all of these arm tackle attempts. Oh, that's not good. I mean, Bigsby, amongst the league leaders in missed tackles forced and doing it on half the carries of most of the other guys in the top 5. So it's not a surprise that he's breaking these tackles, but Jacksonville receivers shouldn't be able to break tackles like they are. We're just not tackling well today. All right, Bigsby now with a carry, and that one he is brought down. Gain of about 1, and they get 2, the 1. But Jacksonville has an injured player. One of their offensive linemen is down, and he is not really moving besides just kind of rocking back and forth, kind of laying on his side, maybe favoring that right leg, stretching that foot a little bit. Jacksonville trainer's out to talk with him. I do believe, they're circling it on the telecast now. I think that's Brandon Scherf. That's their right guard. And that would be a big loss to their offensive line. Scherf, widely considered Jacksonville's best offensive lineman. That would be a big loss for Jacksonville. As commercials appear as Jacksonville is tending to their right guard. All right, what do we got here? Kevin Kibble saying, I'm excited for Goody's shotgun pick approach at long snapper while hosting the draft. Thought 2020 draft was wild? You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, right, 7th rounder on a long snapper. Honestly, if it fixes the problem forever, just do it. And then Kevin could say, my bad, praise Jeff too much. Fire Jeff. There, he just needs a chip on his shoulder, right? I don't know, that's the thing. Anytime we praise the kicker misses. Anytime we praise Halfley, defense has a rough drive. We gotta stop talking positively on these streams, I guess. All right, 2nd and goal for Jacksonville now. 3:04 to go in the half. And everybody taking their sweet time getting up for this one. All right, 2nd and goal. Ball on the 1. Clock is starting again, 2:55. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun, trips off to the right. Running back with him in the backfield. And Lawrence takes a snap, and it's immediately rolling out right, throws back at least more towards the middle, and that ball goes through all the defenders and the receiver, ricochets off the back wall. And there is a flag. Appears as though this flag is going to be on Jacksonville. So back them up, back them up. Let's see what the flag is. Lawrence, again, looking exasperated that call is on his team. Jacksonville came into this game averaging getting called 6 penalties a game against them. I think that's an illegal shift. Is that what that hand motion was? I don't know. Telecast doesn't feel like telling us. But regardless, back him up 5 yards. 2nd and goal from the 6 now, instead of 2nd and goal from the 1. Lawrence in shotgun. He's got 3 receivers off to the right now, and he takes a snap. And no, he keeps it. That's a keeper. Trevor Lawrence trying to run in for the touchdown, but he runs into his own blocker and eventually falls into the end zone despite some pushes from the Packers. That's a touchdown for Jacksonville. They find themselves on the board. 2:37 to go in the half. And Jacksonville makes this a tighter game than, frankly, it really should be at this point, as it now is 10-6 as they get ready for the extra point. Ay. Big Al saying, let's resign Brett Good for long snapper. Man, that was years ago that Good was here. But wasn't it nice having a rock-solid long snapper? Those were the days. Yeah, Lawrence really just forced his way in on that QB carry. Looked to be basically an option that Lawrence kept on. And the kick is up. Kick is good. That officially cuts the Green Bay lead down 10-7. 2:37 to go in the half. Kevin Keble saying, is Lawrence bad? Bad situation. Yes. I'm going to go more situation than he's bad. But I also would say, like, if you're expecting him to be, he has not shown enough signs to be the generational prospect that everyone assumed he was when he came out. But he absolutely can be a good quarterback. I mean, even coming to this game, he had 9 passing touchdowns, 3 picks. Like, most teams would absolutely take that. Just, he's not surrounded by a lot. He is surrounded by dysfunction. We can say that. First rushing touchdown of the year for Trevor Lawrence. Lovely. Makes it 10-7. Yeah, I got to adjust this. I'm on and I'm on and I'm on. I don't like doing it for the other team. It doesn't feel as fun. 10-7. All right, getting ready for the kickoff. Keyshawn Nixon, Bo Melton, they're back there. Just chilling. Just waiting. It's going to sail over their heads anyway, in all likelihood. Commando G-Man, that's how quickly momentum can change when you have to settle for a field goal. That's the truth. And how quickly it can change when Jacksonville rattles off 3 plays that has them like within your 10. I mean, that was a good drive by Jacksonville. They found rhythm and they hit it. Y'all know, I wish Green Bay would go more no huddle. Jordan Love does great at the no huddle. And they just don't do it often enough, in my opinion. All right, here comes the kickoff. And yes, indeedy, that sails out of the back of the end zone. Over the head of Keyshawn Nixon. No one wants him to return. Green Bay are going to take over with the ball at the 30. Big Al saying, what's up with Jordan Love limping? I missed the first half of the first quarter. So there was one throw in the first quarter. Like he was rolling out, and then as he kind of released, it's I'm trying to think of how to describe it, because it was he didn't get hit or anything like that. It's just like he kind of pulled up, almost like a pull. You know what I mean? And since then, it's just kind of shown him like being ginger on stuff. He did go into the blue medical tent. Obviously, came back to the game. I have not heard specifics of what it could be. All right, Jordan Love now throwing over the middle. A quick throw there to Christian Watson. Yeah, I think Green Bay is going to be trying to put up points in this final 2 minutes plus here. Hits Christian Watson. That's a first down for Green Bay. Come on, get this off before the 2-minute warning. 2:20 to go. 25 seconds to go on the play clock. They got time to do it. All right, Love trying to get everybody up there. 2:10 to go on the game clock. And the refs are making Jordan wait. All right, now we're in shotgun. 2 receivers off to the left. Tight end, a receiver off to the right. Josh Jacobs in motion to the left. 7 to go on the play clock. Oh, 2-minute warning. All that. Just get them all lined up just to have the clock run to the 2-minute warning anyway. 10-7, your Green Bay Packers in the lead. I want them to go for points here. I know the typical LaFleur MO is to not, and sometimes it makes sense. Here, though, I want to see them answer back. Especially Jacksonville gets the ball to start off the second half. I want to see them answer that touchdown. I want to see them try to get points here. 2 minutes to go. And the Packers do still have, if I remember correctly, I think they still got 2 timeouts remaining. Like, they got more than enough time to get down the field for like 60 yards. They got plenty of time to do it. Let's do it. I'm with you, Commando G-Man. Let's get it back. Let's have the offense roll out. And God forbid, do some no huddle. Get some rhythm going. Big Al saying maybe the Packers should use Malik Willis like Taysom Hill. They are very different people. Like Taysom Hill can be used as a tight end. His body is more so like built like a tight end, right? Malik Willis is not. He does not have the size of a Taysom Hill of a tight end. So no. It would be more like you're putting Malik Willis in as a running back. That's more close. I don't know. I mean, I think there can be some fun packages to be had where both Love and Willis are on the field together, but with the understanding that it would be very gimmicky, very like pulled out, it's like Jagavi said, flea flicker time. Like you pull it out like that, not a regular part of the offense, not a regular formation. Gary saying this is when Love should shine. Yeah, and he can. We've seen it time and time again. If they get some freaking rhythm going, I've been harping on this for a year and a half. You've got a crazy young offense that just needs to go out and play ball. So, and they do so well when they go quicker with modified huddles and no huddle and like they I haven't seen exact numbers on it, but I have to believe the Packers are one of the best teams in the league when they do it. But that's just not what they do, and Annoying. All right, here we go. Yeah, a pool at a football stadium is still one of the weirdest things in the world to me. But it's Jacksonville, so, you know, they do what they do. All right, 2 minutes to go. Come on. Taking our sweet time coming out of this 2-minute warning. All right, Love in shotgun. Tucker Kraft going from left to right. And he's got a running back in the backfield with him. 2 receivers off to the left. And Love takes a snap, drops back. He's looking over the middle, tries to find someone off the left-hand side, but Christian Watson is pretty locked up with the corner over there, and the ball just floats to the ground, incomplete. So Packers going to try again now, 2nd and 10. Very glad to see them still airing it out here. They're obviously at least going to try to get something going offensively. Tyson Campbell, the corner, in coverage there. Love thus far, 10 of 15, 158 yards, 1 pick, no touchdowns. He needs to get 2 touchdowns in order to keep that streak going. I've talked about before, the 2 touchdown passing streak for Jordan Love. He's got to get 2. Keep that going. 2nd and 10 now. Packers on about the 42. Love dropping back, and he tries to go to Dobbs, who hangs on. That's a completion of Romeo Dobbs. I think they're going to call him inbounds. They certainly say that he got the catch. And that's a nice first down up the right sideline to Romeo Dobbs. There was not much of a window there. That was excellent coverage by number 24, the Jaguars. But Dobbs just reaching out his arms, making the catch. Strongest hands on the team, Romeo Dobbs. All right, next up, a carry for Emmanuel Wilson. He goes up the middle, gains about 4 on the ground, maybe 5. And Dobbs checking out now. 3 catches, 72 yards for Romeo Dobbs thus far. And he's checking out. They're adjusting something with his gloves, or now he's just taking a drink of Gatorade. All right, so now 2nd and 6 for the Packers. They're up to the Jacksonville 29. Love in shotgun, takes a snap, throws it quick off to the left-hand side. That's a completion to Chris Brooks. Has Chris Brooks supplanted Emmanuel Wilson as RB2? Maybe. It's kind of how they're using him today. And that sets up 3rd down. As Fox is now laying into the "Wherefore art thou, Romeo" thing. All right. And come on. Back to the game. The snap count in this is going to be fascinating. They are using Chris Brooks a ton. Way more than they have in recent weeks. Like, it looks like he's RB2 over Emmanuel Wilson. Is that matchup related? Is that just straight up an actual change? Be interesting to find out more as this week evolves. All right, 3rd and 5, minute 18 to go. Got to start turning some of these chances into 7s. So he's got trips receivers off to the right. Bo Melton is on the field. He's got 1 receiver off to the left, that being Christian Watson, running back in the backfield with him. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Minute 18 to go in the half. Green Bay does still have 2 timeouts remaining, as does Jacksonville. Under 3, Love takes a snap, dropping back at shotgun, and it's blown dead. Flag! Why do I have a feeling that's going to be on the wrong team? Oh, never mind. It's they put the flag back in their pocket. 2nd timeout for Green Bay. They got 1 remaining now. All right, what do we got? Has anything been said yet? I don't have the sound on for the telecast. I know what you guys tell me. Has anything been said about why Jordan Love is limping? No. Obviously, he's still playing, and that's wonderful. But, like, if anyone's got any details out there, let me know. $12 of 17, 184 and a pick. The only other thing that we haven't seen a ton in this game, like highlights of other games. Be sure at halftime to check what's going on around the league. Thank you, Janelle. Aggravated his knee. Okay, thank you. All right, Jordan Love dropping back, 3rd and 5. Love, he's looking for somewhere to go. He's got some pressure, and he lofts that. Man, and so he's basically throwing it away there. Bo Melton, the closest receiver, and he was not all that close. So that's incomplete. 4th and 5 now for Green Bay, as Love is really favoring following that last hit. And it shows Christian Watson covered pretty well by Campbell. Yeah, maybe Love really had nowhere to go with that, and the pressure certainly didn't help. This is Not the offensive line's greatest performance this year. And so the Packers are coming on for a 46-yard field goal attempt, but we've got some confusion here. LaFleur taking a timeout as there's under 5 on the play clock. Both Zach Tom and Tucker Kraft went running towards the sideline to basically, I don't know if someone who was supposed to go out there for field goal team didn't make it out or what, but Kraft and Tom looked alarmed, like they were trying to get LaFleur's attention, and LaFleur had to burn his last time out. So something was aligned wrong. Somebody wasn't there. Something, as the Packers are getting ready for this 46-yard field goal attempt on 4th and 5. Minute 12 to go in the half. Oh, aggravated his knee. Okay. I mean, he's still playing, right? So obviously that's a good sign that it's not a tremendous aggravation. And there is a flag, but the kick from McManus is up. It's good, but there's a flag, and let's see what that is. LaFleur looks confused and frustrated. What? Sorry for the silence. I genuinely don't know what just happened. There was a flag on Jacksonville, and LaFleur looked frustrated at first, but then just fine. So the offense goes back out because there was a 5-yard penalty. Green Bay had 4th and 5, gives the Packers a first down. So much like we had earlier in the game, the Packers essentially getting a reset of their drive here. Delay of game. Thank you, Janelle. Delay of game on Jacksonville on the defense. So Green Bay at first had difficulty lining up for a field goal. Jacksonville then really helping out Green Bay by having a delay of game on the field goal unit. Weird things going on for Packers special teams. Yeah, Diller Hyde on the D. Yeah. A delay of game on Jacksonville's defensive field goal unit. Just odd. So, minute 12. Okay, we got the ball at the 28-yard line. Jordan Love in shotgun, empty set. So he's dropping back. And Love now throwing deep to the left. Dobbs just can't read it. Just out of the reach of Romeo Dobbs along the left sideline. Coverage was pretty tight there. But ultimately an incomplete pass from Love to Dobbs in the end zone. So now I see they got Mike Pereira on, and he's explaining what's going on. Janelle, thank you for the details, Janelle. Janelle saying they can't make sudden shifts right before the field goal snap. So that must be what Jacksonville did. That's what led to the delay of game, and that's what gave Green Bay a new set of downs and, frankly, rebirth on this drive. So Jacksonville did some kind of shift. That's a delay of game flag. We will, as Commando says, we will take it. Carry now for Josh Jacobs on 2nd and 10. That gets them up to about the 20-yard line. And Jacksonville takes their second timeout. So Green Bay calling a run play. Jacksonville wants to stop the clock. They now are going to have one timeout remaining, minute 3 to go. Green Bay's got the ball and about the 20 for 3rd down. I mean, okay. These are the kind of opportunities, though. Like if you're Green Bay, you were just gifted a new set of downs. You were just gifted life on this drive. These are the kind of opportunities that you have to take advantage of. More so than just a field goal. Come on. We got to see something. 3rd and 7 now for Green Bay. Big Al. No. No. All right. We're not. I'm glad you say they irrational. All right. Love now in shotgun. 3rd and 7. Empty set. He's got trips off to the right. 2 receivers off to the left. Love takes the snap. He's looking over the middle. He throws. That should get to the end zone, but it's too far out of the end zone. Watson leaps for it, catches it, but he can't make the catch in the end zone. So 58 seconds to go in the half, and Green Bay is going to wind up having to kick a field goal. This is not the Green Bay's passing attack finest day. Yeah, I mean, Watson, he got some separation there off of Campbell, but he had to leave his feet to get the throw. Love just wasn't perfectly on target there. And so Watson's got to get outside the boundary line to make that catch. And So after all that, we wind up with a little bit of game clock off and now a 38-yard attempt for McManus. Perfectly through the uprights. My goodness gracious. It's up. It's good. That makes the score 13-7. Okay. 13-7 Green Bay in the lead. It's at least a lead. But I'd be lying to you if I said it felt fantastic about what's going on right now. Just seems very sluggish. Very like, yeah, we're here. We got it. And it's, don't misconstrue that. I'm not accusing them of not trying hard or anything like that. It's just nothing's quite working. Love is a titch off. The wide receivers aren't making the plays to really like bail him out. Even that guy, Jaden Reed, had a drop earlier. It's just nothing's coming easy for Green Bay right now. And Eric saying Matt LaFleur's play calling is absolutely garbage today. He's not getting a lot of help from the play on the field, though, either. It's going to go back. It's going to be interesting to go back and watch this first half again and say, like, conclusively, is it like, are guys not getting open because it's the scheme and they're playing right into Jacksonville wants? Or is it just because they're just not getting open? Or is it because of Love is not throwing them open? It's like there's a number of different things that could be going on here. My gut right now tells me that it's more player related than scheme related, but could be wrong. We'll see. All right, and Jacksonville actually returning this, which Green Bay is just fine with in several regards because the returner is brought down at about the 24-yard line, plus that took some time off the clock. So Jacksonville opting to bring that out was good in every single way for Green Bay. And then Janelle saying passing seems to be out of sync. Yes, it does. It's just everything's just a little off right now. It's one of those weeks for Green Bay. It's just, could be a bunch of different reasons why. Maybe you want to pin it on the knee for Love, and but Lawrence now dropping back, throwing, completing to his receiver. That one being Evan Ingram, the tight end, making the catch for a couple of yards. Jacksonville does have one timeout remaining, 35 seconds to go in the half. 2nd and 8. As they now have the ball up to the 27-yard line on their own side of the field. Lawrence taking the snap in shotgun. Then he throws to the left side. He's got a receiver open. That's caught. That's a big gain for number 11 for Jacksonville, and he's out of bounds. So Jacksonville doesn't have to use their timeout. 23 seconds to go in the half now. And that was Washington who came up with the catch. McKinney, the one who technically gets credit for the tackle, as he tapped him as he was rolling out of bounds. Yay. Come on. 15 seconds to go on the play clock. Clock, of course, stopped at 23 seconds as the receiver is out of bounds. Jacksonville now up to the Green Bay 49. They've broken into that side of the field. And Lawrence dropping back. Lawrence now throwing deep and to the right. He's got a receiver open. McKinney with the tackle. And Jacksonville uses up their last time out on the completion. That Jacksonville now easily within field goal range, and that receiver I do believe was Brian Thomas Jr., the stud rookie receiver for Jacksonville, and just running right through the zone. They just found the gap in the zone. My God, we've been living through that forever. Defense looking downright Joe Barry-esque on that play to Brian Thomas. Big gain there for Jacksonville, and that puts them about the 10-yard line-ish. We'll have to see officially where they got the marking. Letting Jacksonville drive right on down the field with only a minute of game clock. Not ideal for the defense. 16 seconds to go in the half. McKinney looking frustrated. They all should be looking frustrated. Come on. 15 seconds to go on the play clock. Lawrence adjusting things at the line. Lawrence and shotgun. Okay, so with the 21, I was about 10 yards ahead on the hash marks. Jacksonville taking over the ball at the 21 of Green Bay. Now he's dropping back. He rolls out to the right. Packers not really with any pressure, but still Lawrence got to throw that away. And that is incomplete. 10 seconds to go in the half now as Jacksonville will be getting up for 2nd and 10. 7-11, 117, and a pick for Trevor Lawrence. Jagavi saying such a familiar scene. Packers struggle in the first half, and then they make adjustments to total domination in the second half. Hopefully, this is one of those games, Jagavi. Hopefully. They've got a 13-7 lead, and it doesn't even really feel like they're in the lead that much, given how things have been going in the second quarter. One of those games. We've seen plenty of those, too, to your point. All right, so Trevor Lawrence now in shotgun. Under 5 to go on the play clock. Takes the snap, rolls right immediately, lofts it away. Just an outright throwaway. That must have been one of those plays for Jacksonville that says, look, there's 10 seconds on the clock. Trevor, either you've got it or you don't. If you don't, just get rid of it. And that's exactly what just happened. Throwaway for Jacksonville, stops the clock, 7 seconds to go. Come on, D. You least. All right, so even though it's third down and 7 seconds to go on the clock, they're bringing out Cam Little for a 39-yard field goal attempt. And kick is up. Kick is, oh, that's right through the middle. Kick is good for Cam Little, who does not have that little of a leg, and that makes it 13-10. Jacksonville still trailing. 3 seconds to go on the clock, so we're going to get a kickoff. 3 seconds to go on the half clock. 13-10. All right, let me adjust the ticker here. Don't want to forget about that. Bam, bam. By the way, just a programming note, and I'll put out a post about this too, but due to some treatments that I need to start getting fairly regularly with my doctor, and they're in a different city. Shoutouts and get outs for the rest of the season. Normally my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday for putting out content. Rest of the season, it's going to wind up being Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I've had to do that the last couple Mondays, and now it looks like I'm going to have to start going to this doctor every Monday to get these treatments for a long while. So, it says because I got to travel for him. Shoutouts and get outs is now going to be on Tuesdays every week. So it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then of course watch parties on the weekends. But that's going to be the schedule for the rest of the season. For those who have been here a long time, thanks. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for going on this health journey with me. Boy, it's been lots of adjectives, but yeah. All right, 3 seconds to go in the half. The kick goes over the headline, so of the kick returner. So I'm sure this is going to be a Matt LaFleur knee as we get to it, just to get into the half. 13-10, Packers will at least take a lead. So, all right, let's catch up on some comments here. Eric saying, quit throwing deep constantly. We can destroy this team in the middle of the field and not doing it. Come on. Eric, I know. You know, I would tell you, if they would have watched the pregame or the game preview that I did, they would know that in the worst 2 Jaguars losses of the year, when they were blown out against the Bears and against the Bills, those are the 2 games the Jaguars have really not done well in. Combined, Caleb Williams for the Bears and Josh Allen for the Bills combined to complete zero passes that were beyond 20 yards downfield. Now, did they have some like 40-yard passes and stuff? Yes, but they were because of yak. The air, like the ball in the air over 20 yards. Those are the throws I'm talking about. Not a single completion in Jacksonville's worst 2 losses of the year. To your point, Eric, where Jacksonville seemingly is the most vulnerable in their defense, per the numbers, is within the yards. In fact, both of them, both Williams and Allen, were 100% completion rates, both behind the line of scrimmage and within 10 yards. That is where Jacksonville can be beat. You have to make them try to tackle you. You have to find lanes. Now, I will say, today, Jacksonville is doing a great job tackling. They're doing a great job filling in these lanes. So maybe their defense is getting better. But all of the trends, all of the data has shown coming into this game that Jacksonville is not a team that's going to give up the 30-yard bomb. They're a team that you're going to beat by hitting the intermediates again and again and again. So you are correct, my friend. And Mick saying passing towards their best DB. Yes, they have thrown it to Tyson Campbell. Too much. I would agree. Rocket Knees. Yo, John, man, I thought this was a 1 p.m. game, but here we go. Go back, go. Go back, go, Rocket Knees. Hey, at least they got a lead at halftime, right? But, yeah, dude, games are, I think you're in Central Time Zone from us talking before, right? But games are always noon, 3, 7, 7:30. depending on like it's what kind of primetime game it is. You are never going to see a 1 p.m. Central game for the Green Bay Packers. So, and next week, just in case you're wondering, next week is against Detroit. That is an afternoon game, so that's going to be a 3:25 game. I think that's, I don't know if it's technically the game of the week. I think it is for Fox, but that's a 3:25 game next week for the Green Bay Packers against Detroit. All right, let's see. Gary saying, who would you rather have if we are at the 10-yard line in Love or Willis? Love. Look, Malik Willis was fantastic when he had a game plan built for him for those 2 weeks. He was. Jordan Love is still, by far, the superior quarterback. I promise. Okay. Commando saying number 7, get a man on him. Yeah, he's only Jacksonville's best receiver by a mile. Yeah. And I will note, too, that most of Thomas's plays today have come on zones. Like that last big one was him slipping in the gaps of the zones. Big Al saying, what happened to the Packers' exotic blitzes and looks today? In the first quarter, they were doing some. I remember there was one, like Rashawn Gary was lined up basically in like he was standing, but he was he was over the center. And he was essentially doing a dance before the snap. Like he was swinging his arms. Dude was ready to go. Haven't seen a lot. Now, part of the reason why the Packers were so good at rushing the passer, so good at pressuring Stroud last week, was because the Packers' defensive line discovered a lot of stunts. They did a lot of movement along the D-line that confused gaps and stuff like that. Not seeing as much of it today, and it's against an inferior O-line. I'm not sure why you'd change that up. So, Kevin Kevel saying Williams has a hamstring injury and bullied back to safety for now. Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Thanks for bringing bad news into this, Kevin Kevels. Rogany saying we can be off like a broken clock, but I don't care as long as we win. The first half of the season, pick up the wins. We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah. And even, last week, winning on a last-second field goal. I saw others say it, but I would tend to agree with the sentiment that that was a game last year at this time, before the Packers really put it together in the second half of the year. Yeah, realistically, that was probably a game last year that they lose. Just being real. It probably was. Green Bay, throughout the first half of last year, didn't really know how to win, to use that cliche. This is a team that does. But this is a team that is still, let's not be confused about it. This is a team that is still not at its potential. They are still figuring some stuff out, for sure. And today, it's the passing game needs some attention. Kevin Kevels, we got you, man. Well, thanks, Kevin Kevels. Gary Freeze, hope everything is okay, buddy. Yeah. Still just trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, I know it's especially you two. It's been a long haul for my health over the last couple of years, and they think they've got a couple things figured out, and they think that the treatments that I'm going to be getting are really going to help, but time will tell. All right, Big Al saying, sometimes I feel like LaFleur outsmarts himself. He's a proven good play caller, but today it's not looking good. Like I said earlier, I don't know if it's play calling or if it's just player execution today is not great. You got Jaden Reed dropping stuff. You've got Love, who's just a little off. Detroit up 35-14 at the half. Holy buckets. Oh, yay, and we face Detroit next week. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not, without doing a rewatch, I'm not willing to pin it entirely on the scheme so much as I am, the players just are not great today. And they're winning. They're winning 13-10. Okay, I don't want to be overly negative. But the passing game is very much out of sync. Okay, let's just say this. Get into rhythm. I'm going to start banging that drum again. In fact, give me a little drum. It's been a year and a half that I've been hounding on this. Come on. I'm so tired of when the offense is stagnant, let's slow it down more. No. These are young guys who have proven that they are very good when you go to an up-tempo offense. Jordan Love is a rhythm quarterback that has been proven that he is a rhythm quarterback. Get him into rhythm, including go quicker. It's just, he's not Rodgers in that way. where he operates better when it's slower and he can diagnose. No, the young, they just need to play. And that includes getting up to the line and just going. That's still when they're at their best. I'm absolutely convinced of that. And when the offense goes stagnant, that's what I want to see them kick into. All right, rockin' knees. I'm on the West Coast now. Oh, okay. All right, so that might help explain it. But yeah, anyway, so at least Lambeau time, the games will always be noon, 3, 7:30. Next week, 3:25, technically. Janelle saying, if the Packers play offense like this, they will never beat the Lions. Yeah, and next week's game, so 2 things. 1, the 50s jerseys are coming back next week. They're using their throwbacks against the Lions. And then 2, it's back at Lambeau. I have this feeling like Green Bay, the last couple of years, has played well against Detroit. It's a game that they're not going to have any issue getting up for, I guess I would say. So, all right, come on. All right, Mick, I want to see a combination crossing pass patterns. Yeah, okay, I could go with that. We haven't seen that a ton, it's felt like, today. Joel Hyde saying it's the usual Florida disappointment. Man, but like their win-loss record has shown that that's kind of been like put to bed over the last couple of years. It's that very much used to be a thing for Green Bay, totally. And it was even then more so like early in the season, like I talked about right at kickoff, that like when it was those 90 degrees, like Wisconsinites ain't built for that. And even our athletic ones in Green Bay, they're still not built for that. But like over the last couple of years, they've been doing better in Florida, but still sluggish as all get up today. Big Al saying Romeo Dobbs reminds me of James Jones. I can get with that comp. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, sure, like, yes, he's smaller, maybe a little bit more proficient downfield, but in terms of like hand strength, being the one to make the tough catches, even being the red zone receiver, yeah, I can get with that comp for sure. Let's see here. Steven, what's up, Steven? They didn't take the Jags serious enough by the sounds of it. I don't know. I hesitate to say that. I'm not looking at today and saying like it's a massive effort problem. I'm not saying that. But like, I guess I would use the word sluggish ultimately, sure. I think even Janelle said it best, just out of sync. Like it's just all the throws are just a little off. The receivers are not recovering well enough to cover for it, you know. But even defensively, you know, even on the defensive side of the ball, how many times have we seen in this game? Sure, you expect it out of Bigsby, but even Brian Thomas Jr. is just running through some arm tackles. His arm tackle garbage, you know. I don't want to say it's like an effort or motivation problem, but like yeah, overall, yeah, I do have to say that they're looking sluggish, or even as Eric just chimed in, uninspired. Yeah. And look, okay, let's not be doom and gloom. Because we're saying all of this and we're criticizing the team while they have the lead. These are champagne problems, if you will. But we can still be honest and say, yeah, it's been sluggish. Gary saying, if we play like this, we won't win next week. It won't be pretty either. Yeah, that's fair. I don't see a universe where they're sluggish against Detroit. That's what I would say. Like there's back at home, wearing the throwbacks that you know the players on the team love because they've talked about it. In the Lambeau sunshine of early November, I don't know. I just can't see Green Bay being sluggish for that. We'll see. Rocket Knee saying, my main criticism of MLF is that he becomes too conservative in big playoff games. Haven't seen something different yet. I mean, okay, sure. Like I can go with that line of thinking, but like I certainly wouldn't say that against Dallas last year. And maybe that's the anomaly, right? But like certainly wouldn't say that against Dallas in the wild card round last year. And if anything, I guess I would say that they're actually like more subpar in games that feel like they should be easy. Because even just looking back over the last couple of years, and I guess I want to draw the line between, like, not saying LaFleur, but like the Aaron Rodgers era versus the Jordan Love era. And I would say, like, the Packers have done a great job in the Jordan Love era, granted much smaller sample, of getting up for large games. Think Kansas City last year, Detroit last year, the Dallas playoff game, even 98% of the San Francisco playoff game last year. You know, with Jordan Love, they seemingly get up for these big games really, really well. The ones that are sluggish or whatever seem to be a lot of these games. The games that feel like they should be a little easier than they are. Maybe that's where MLF goes too conservative. Certainly goes too slow. Just to hark back to my point. Kevin Kebble's MLF is less conservative and more his 3 biggest playoff games. He didn't have his preferred offensive line, but that's just me. Yeah, I'd say that's like where I'm inclined to agree. But like, I don't know. My thing, get the freaking tempo up. That's all I want. Come out for the second half and go no huddle. Kevin Hebbles, well, 2020 and 2021 games. Never thought we'd go far in the postseason on 2019, in my opinion. Yeah, the 2019 team was the one that was a little like... A lot of the data didn't show that they were... You are what your record is, yes, but didn't show that they were poised for a large playoff run. We could say that, yeah. But, yeah. And things have been very different between the Rodgers time with LaFleur and the Love time with LaFleur. So maybe it wasn't a LaFleur thing. Maybe it was a on-field leader of the troops thing, potentially. All right, here we go. Half number 2 starting off. Jacksonville somehow getting warmer. It's now 85 degrees. It's starting to get a little toasty. McManus on for the kickoff. Bam! And it's up in the air. All right, here we go. Actual return to football. And it is a knee in the end zone. So Jacksonville going to take over with the ball. Eric saying Lions are rolling. 90-yard return, 42 on the board already. Goodness gracious. I don't even think I have any Lions in fantasy right now. Big Al, do you think Matt LaFleur at this point in his career better than Mike McCarthy when it comes to the Packers' all-time coach? Boy. I mean, much like you and I were talking about Capers earlier, McCarthy's reputation has gotten worse than he really was. Boy. Still, though, I think I'd have to give the nod to LaFleur overall. Really good question, Big Al. Yeah. All right, so now a handoff to Tank Bigsby getting things started for Jacksonville. Goes around the left side of the line. Eventually, he's brought down about a 3-yard gain on the ground for Bigsby. And that's going to make it second down. Let's see. Captain Keppel saying beat the Seahawks, though. So thanks, Matt. Jagavi saying and the Lions only have 9 yards passing. What? They only have 9 yards passing and they put 42 on the board? Dang. Don't like that at all. They're just getting ready for Green Bay. Okay. All right. Jacksonville now. 2nd and 6. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. As Christian Kirk is in motion. He takes the snap and he hands it off. That's a carry for Tank Bigsby. That's a gain of 4 on the ground. Going to set up 3rd and relatively short. Just over 14 to go in the third, of course, as we're just getting going. But Jacksonville, with the ball after the half, I mean, they've got an opportunity to take the lead here. Come on, defense, get after them. And making adjustments at the line. I said it earlier, but boy, I love Eric Wilson having the green dot today. Love that. All right, Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. Christian Kirk in motion. And Lawrence takes the snap. He's dropping back. He looks left, throws left, but that is a drop by Ernest Johnson, the running back for Jacksonville. And that's going to make it 4th and 2. There we go. Whether you get first downs by penalties, whether you get punt by drops, whatever, it all counts. And that was a little out of the reach of Johnson, but still probably a catch he should have had. Not a great throw by Lawrence, but still, it all equals a punt. For Jacksonville, as Cook comes on to punt this away to Keyshawn Nixon again, as Nixon is back on the returner for this one. And so they're going to be punting from about the 37, and the punt is up. Man, Cook just punts effortless. I enjoy watching him go. And that one is in the end zone, so Green Bay going to take over the ball following a touchback. Let's see. Steven's saying it's past time to put the pedal to the metal, and heck with film showing. Just do it. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Speed it up. Let's go. Rocket Knees, maybe he deferred to Rodgers more. That's part of it, but I need to see it to believe it. You are the head coach, not Rodgers. If you can't get him on board, that's your problem. Yeah. I mean, yes, I do share that overall sentiment. I think, though, as time has gone on and Rodgers is with another team, I do think we can see how difficult that may be to get Rodgers on board. So I think LaFleur did a pretty masterful job there of getting Rodgers to multiple MVPs and everything. So 1st and 10, Jordan Love throwing over the middle. That is complete to Christian Watson. That's a first down. About a 14-yard completion. So, yeah, I don't want to dog on LaFleur too much for that, but things have been better in big games in the Love era. We can say that. Kevin Keble saying, are we good to inform all that the Lions are real? Yeah. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers. Commando G-Man, so true. Kebble's Goff is just 28 yards, but the team is dropping 40. 28 yards. Stupid good by Detroit. All right, Jordan Love taking the snap now on 1st and 10. Hands it off. That's a carry up the middle for Josh Jacobs. Gain of about 4 on the ground. Maybe 3. And that's going to set up 2nd and 7 for the Green Bay Packers. 12:35 to go in the 3rd following the Jacobs carry. Eric saying, over the middle, thank you. Yeah, that run was over the middle. Now let's, come on, speed it up. God's sakes. Shimmy over. Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Well, hello. Long time no see.
It is. All right, Jordan Love in shotgun now for 2nd and 7. Well, kind of a modified pistol, if you will. Watson in motion going from bottom of screen to top of screen. Love, it's play action, but he's looking to his left, throws to his left, completed to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is blanketed in coverage. Josh Jacobs is behind the line of scrimmage. He makes the catch, but he's brought down for a couple-yard loss there. Yeah, the telecast showing Robert Saleh, who, of course, was at Packers practice this week. Yeah, I didn't report widely about it. It does look as though Saleh is going to be helping out the Packers. Oh, no. And Jordan Love's down. And, yep, he got backed up into on that throw. Oh, and then he bumped up into Trayvon Walker. And then he hobbles a bit more. So, yes, that's how it's going. They're winning 13-10. Somehow. Okay. Let's see what everyone's got to say. Eric saying Wilson got the green dot when Quay went down in the game last week and did great. Yeah, I agree. I like giving the green dot to the vet. Eric Wilson's earned it. He's playing great this year. Commando saying, well, you can take over now.
So true, Kevin. Just 28 yards, but yet team is dropping 40 points.
Absurd. Gary.
Saying, come on, Packers, get it all sorted and play some good football.
It would be nice. Eric
saying all special teams by the Lions today.
Well, no, that doesn't bode well against Green Bay. Dang, it's going to be a fascinating box score to take a look at.
Chigabi, hello. Commando G-Man, well, looks like Willis time.
It does, doesn't it, Commando? And I said it earlier when Love started kind of walking gingerly. Maybe Malik Willis comes in and plays great. But like Malik Willis did so excellently in those 2 weeks earlier when they had a full week. Like it's been covered how much they changed the game plan for Willis. When he's coming in the middle of a game, they're not changing the game plan. Of course, they're going to modify what they're calling, right? But that's a lot different than full-on game planning for a specific QB against a defense. I don't love Willis coming in as much without having a full week's game plan written for him. But
Big Al saying, oh no.
Oh no.
Kevin Kimball's, well, hello. Hope the name change has been a blast. It's been a good one.
Yeah. The process has gotten started.
Yes.
Up next is changing over all of the insurance and all of that kind of stuff, which that'll be even more fun.
Yay. I mean, G-Man saying something looks different with you two.
Maybe
it's a last name.
It's just our fingers. Yeah.
And the fingers. Oh dear, says Dollarhide.
Yeah. As Malik Willis is in. Okay. 3rd and 9 for Green Bay. Jordan Love just standing on the sideline. Interesting. He's just standing, appeared to be talking to somebody. Cal Tegas just didn't show who. But Malik Willis is in at quarterback. All right, so Malik Willis in shotgun. He's got running backs with him. Trip receivers off to the right, one off to the left. And he takes the snap. He's dropping back. Malik Willis trying to find somewhere to go to. He's got nowhere to go to, so he takes off running and gains 4 on the ground. But that's obviously well short of the first down marker on 3rd and 9. So Dan Whelan, the Irishman, going to be coming on for a punt. Okay. All right, Kevin Kebbles, what you got?
On a funny note, Tua slid and the crowd went nuts in cheers. How is Tua doing?
That's really cool. Oh, he's in the game, I would presume. Right, so that's a step in the right direction.
Good for him, hopefully.
Yeah.
Dollarhide, on a positive note, hey, newlyweds.
Hey, Dollarhide. And the ball from Whelan. Now that's a Whelan punt. Soaring all the way to the 7-yard line of Jacksonville. Woo! We will take that. All right, D. Come on, let's get back to the defense that we've seen the last couple of weeks. It's time for second half Halfley to take over and get this defense rolling. I want to see them be aggressive here and tackle. That would be a neat change, too. All right. Eric.
Lions have like 300 yards in return yardage.
That's just crazy. Stupid. Yeah, we were talking about it at the half. Apparently the Lions have put up over 40 points, and Jared Goff has 28 yards passing. They've gotten 40 points with like no passing game.
Mm-hmm. Where are they playing?
I saw Titans. So
yeesh.
Yeah. All right, Trevor Lawrence under center for this first snap, and it's play action. He's dropping back. He's got all the time in the world. Finds number 15. That's a completion, and McKinney just kind of chases him, but that's a nice gain there to Jones, the receiver. That's going to be a nice 20-yard gain for Jacksonville.
Yeah, wow. Here,
my goodness, another
showing us.
Yeah, a punt return for Khalif Raymond with a 90-yard punt return.
Batman.
Good Lord. 42-14. Hi. Look. All right.
Commando G-Man saying, right. They were able to establish a running first game plan. Trying to run this game doesn't look good.
It wasn't the right approach for this game either. All right, that's a quick pitch out to Bigsby. Bigsby breaking tackles. It's what he does. Finally, LVN drags him down from behind, about a 14-yard carry on the halfback toss. And that gives Jacksonville another first down. Breaking tackles is what Bigsby does. You cannot just throw out your arm or your shoulder and hope to bring him down. Bullard, the one missing the tackle there. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun takes it, hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby again getting a nice gain, 6 or 7 on the ground there. Ball popped out at the end, and Green Bay is saying, it's ours. The refs are saying, no, it's not. And preparing to give Jacksonville the ball for 2nd and 4. Looks as though the runner was down. And, oh, good. Jacksonville is going no huddle. They snap it, they hand it off. But did Green Bay get a challenge flag in time? Oh, well, okay, it's a yellow flag, and so they're going to flag Jacksonville with something. No, okay, we're going to take our time. And, oh, the ref is chatting with LaFleur. Is this going to be a challenge? Is Green Bay going to say he did fumble it? Yeah, it's a red flag, not the yellow flag. And Green Bay is challenging. They're saying it was indeed a fumble, is my assumption. Why else would you challenge this? And...
No.
No. No. No.
I hate...
What?
I hate when Matt LaFleur uses his challenge flag. It never goes well.
Janelle, you're spot on. Yeah, he was down.
Yeah.
He was down. I would just like to throw my hat in the ring. If the Packers need someone to just sit in the booth and have their only job be to say, Matthew, throw the challenge flag. Matthew, don't throw the challenge flag. I would like to throw my hat in the ring. I'll do it. because whoever they have doing it is not the best at it.
I'll do it too. Anytime you say, I want to throw the flag. No, you don't. Your judgment on challenges is honestly pretty trash. It's not your best statistic in the books.
Well, and the thing is, too, he's way better at doing his second challenge. Like, just per the numbers, he's way better at doing his second challenge than he is first. And Kevin Kettle's saying it seems he's more of an emotional challenger.
Get your emotions in check.
I mean, actually, you know what? Yeah, give that job to you. And in fact, you don't even have to use words. You can just stand next to Matt and just glare. Matthew? No. All right, let's see. Big Al saying,
keep Love healthy in this game and start Willis so he can come back healthy versus the Lions.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
I mean, yeah, that might be.
Or maybe they're going to throw that brace back on Love, too. Because remember, when he first came back, he was wearing an awfully chonky brace on his knee that he has not worn the last couple of weeks. And maybe they got to get that fitted back onto him.
Matt LaFleur needs to be drug tested. He's definitely high if you saw that.
So far, we got to drug test the Jacksonville punter and Matt LaFleur for very different reasons. All right, hope you're keeping track of this, Derek.
David saying, we don't want to lose Claudia, John. That would be cool. They're fine with losing you.
See how it is, David. I mean, if I can pull in a Packers salary, yeah. Sorry, y'all. I gotta go.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be okay.
Well, like he's clearly down. 11 carries, 52 yards for Tank Bigsby.
Maybe, like you said, Matt LaFleur's second challenge is always better than his first challenge. Maybe he just needs to get the first one out. It's too much pressure.
Yeah, he's got to get the first one out of his system, like the Jordan Love interception.
Yes.
All right, Trevor Lawrence now play action. We got a flag.
We're stopping the play.
And Lawrence is frustrated. Looks to be another false start on the Jaguars. Another one. The refs are all over false starts. Yeah, another one on Jacksonville. Back them up. So that's going to make it 2nd and 9 for Jacksonville now.
Love the cheaters on the Jacksonville coach.
Hey, he's an older dude, right? And that's Green Bay's former backup QB.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, Doug Peterson was Brett Favre's backup forever in the 90s and early 2000s. And then he's gone on to be a coach. Won a Super Bowl as Philly's head coach, and now he's Jacksonville's head coach. Yeah, like he knows Green Bay well. All right, so Trevor Lawrence dropping back. He takes the snap, completes that over the middle to 17. That should be awfully close to a first down. I believe they gain 8 of the 9. Yes, indeed. That sets up 3rd and 1 as there's about 9 minutes to go in the third now. And that was another completion to Evan Ingram, the Jacksonville tight end. Lawrence now 9 of 15 for 146. Jaguars, it appeared at first as though they were going to be hurry up, but nope. They actually are going to take a huddle there as they're doing some substitutions, and Evan leaves the field.
Decided not to do hurry up, seeing as they can't get set.
Yeah, that could be.
Wait for the hut part.
Trevor Lawrence in shotgun takes a snap, and it's a handoff up the middle to Bigsby, but Edwin Cooper is there, and Cooper and they shut it down. That is how you tackle Tank Bigsby.
That was an all hands on deck, man.
And that makes it 4th and 1 for Jacksonville. Are they going to go for this or are they going to punt it? I think they're going to go. They're right around midfield. But Edgerrin Cooper got in there and basically just wrapped up Tank Bigsby and then Wyatt in there to finish it off before it got to the first down line. Nice. And yes, they are. This is 4th and 1 for Jacksonville. They are going for it. Lawrence in goal line. Lawrence sneaking it.
And he gets it.
Lawrence gets it.
Jumps right over.
Not enough cheese curds eaten by the Green Bay D-line.
No.
I mean, Kenny Clark went down, like not injury-wise. Clark! There was a parting of the seas. Kenny Clark essentially went down to like chop at the O-lineman's legs. But the O-lineman stepped out of the way. Clark wound up chopping into the gap that Trevor Lawrence was sneaking. Lawrence just went over Clark to get the first down. Clark should have had a free shot. First down, Jacksonville. And it's a carry. It's a carry for 1.
That was, what, 4?
7, 9.
4, 5 Packers?
Yeah.
Bixby, they picked him up and said, I'm done with you.
Yeah. Eric saying Clark is overpaid. I said it. Clark is not having a great year by Clark standards. He's just not. And, same can be said for Sean Gary, who at least was very good last week. But, some of their high performers on defense are not playing well. All right, Packers with a blitz here on 2nd and 9. They get in, they hit Lawrence, but Lawrence finds his receiver. That's Christian Kirk. That's a first down for Jacksonville. And then Kirk gets extra yardage by pushing off Javon Bullard, who at least stays on his feet, and eventually does bring down Kirk. But a big play there. Green Bay sent blitzers, but they got there too late. They got a hit on Lawrence. It just didn't matter because Lawrence still found his receiver, and that's a first down for Jacksonville. Man, that's a big first down, too. Javon Bullard slipped in his coverage of Kirk. That's what allowed Kirk to get so open. And that's
unfortunate.
The Evan Williams loss is being felt by this defense right now. He's out with a hamstring injury, as Captain Kebbles reported earlier. It's being felt. You know what, Eric? I'll say it. Evan Williams has been vastly more impressive to me than Javon Bullard thus far on the season. And that play is kind of emblematic as to why. I see that too often on Bullard.
79 yards.
2nd and 5 for Jacksonville as they are threatening the Packers' lead now. They have the ball up to the 14-yard line. And Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. Receivers only on the left, a tight end on the right. Lawrence dropping back, throws over the middle. That's in the end zone, and that's caught for a touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr., the stud rookie receiver for Jacksonville, makes the catch. Jacksonville takes the lead. Well. Good Lord, Green Bay. Rockany saying,
not my Evan Williams.
Yeah, he left the game earlier with a hamstring injury.
That was Bullard in coverage again.
Neat. Extra point attempt for Cam Little in Jacksonville now, seeing if they can make this a 17-13 game. And they do. 17-13. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm on it. 17-13. I did not forget a single time. You'd be surprised. Janelle didn't even have to remind me. I was all over it. Commando G-Man saying,
someone did not listen to me.
They're not listening to me either, man. I get it. Unless they come out no huddle. But, if Jordan Love's out, then you can throw that out the window.
But yeah, I was saying Javon Bullard is struggling. We're really feeling the effects of losing Williams.
Yeah, I really, really like their big nickel. Evan Williams at safety, Javon Bullard in nickel. Even Keyshawn out on the boundary. He has been doing well. I've been very critical of Keyshawn, but look, this season he's been playing much better. Evan Williams out changes that drastically because now you're putting Bullard at safety. Your Stokes is seeing more time, maybe even some snaps for Valentine, who's downright vanished out of the defensive game plan over the last couple of weeks. I think Bullard brings an excellent dose of energy. I think he is a hard hitter that the defense needs more often than not. But I'd be lying if I said that I was super impressed with Bullard to this point. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago, talked about how one of the reasons that I was so impressed with Evan Williams is that it's frenetic energy, but it's not chaotic. He's always around the ball. But like Xavier McKinney, he's a guy who looks very much in control of himself. Bullard is very quick twitch. He's very frenetic. He arrives at the ball with some thump. But then sometimes it's like his energy carries him past the ball. And he's not in control like we've seen from Evan Williams. That makes you feel like Evan Williams has this almost vet presence back there after 8 weeks. Javon Bullard doesn't give me that feel. And maybe it's unfair to comp them so directly. Yeah, they're both safeties, but they are very different players. And I just gotta say, like, it's Bullard he hasn't been revelation for me. Like, we've seen Cooper be outstanding at times, and Williams certainly PFF's highest graded safety. Hate PFF? Okay, great. Evan Williams still doing good. But Bullard just hasn't gotten there for me yet. Now, Brian Thomas may burn anyone. He's been exceptional as a rookie this year. So I'm not going to hold this one play totally against Bullard, but on the whole, there's something to be left desired there. Eric saying, Bullard.
Burnt again.
Burn status is incoming. Okay, so Green Bay now losing 17-13. Now we're allowed to be a little bit more pessimistic. They're losing now. But hey, plenty of time. Plenty of time. The offense just has to get clicking again. Ref's chatting with Doug Peterson about something. It's just a kickoff. There was an issue earlier. Jacksonville, they were defending a Green Bay field goal attempt. Jacksonville got a delay of game on their defense because they did a switch right before the snap, and that's illegal. So they got hit with a delay of game on defense on field. So Jacksonville's having some weird special team stuff today.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, as the ball falls off the tee. Yeah, okay. All right, 5:10 to go in the third. Still ample time. Green Bay can take the lead back right here. And that kickoff by Cam Little bounces before the end zone, but still declined to be returned by Keyshawn Nixon. Green Bay going to take over with the ball at the 30. A rare kick before the end zone against Green Bay, but still not returned. 3 catches, 60 yards, and a tutty for Brian Thomas. Less than ideal. Let's see here. All right. Are they chatting? I mean, Brian Thomas, it looked like he was kind of stretching earlier. Now they're just talking about him. I wonder if he's got a little something going on. And that is Malik Willis still in at quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Tucker Kraft in motion. Handoff to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs jetting a tackle. There we go. That's a good gain of 5 on the ground for Josh Jacobs. And that gives the Packers 2nd and 4. So technically a gain of 6 there for Jacobs. 13 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown thus far for Jacobs. Love is on the sidelines with his helmet on. So is he going to come back? Is that just to dupe Jacksonville? What are we doing?
Keep him guessing.
Andrew B. Sports saying Packers Twitter account lists Love's injury as a groin injury, and he's questionable. Okay. Carry for Jacobs, that's a gain of 3.5, so they're going to get real close to the first down line now. I said right at the top of the game, Jacksonville, the one thing they do really well defensively is actually run defense. They're a top 10 run defense. So, like, to have a run-heavy game plan coming into this game is not what I would have prescribed. But Packers felt differently. Andrew B. Sports, thank you for supplying that information about it being a groin injury for Love. Come on, somebody's got to go out there and stretch it out. Malik Willis now handing it off to Jacobs again. Jacobs pushing through the gap. That gives the Packers a first down. Under 4 minutes to go in the third. About a 2.5-yard carry there for Jacobs. Still enough for a first down. And now the telecast is saying groin. I love stretch it out. Put some Ben Gay on it? Some Icy Hot? Call Shaq. He's got a lifetime supply.
We see Shaq's face everywhere else.
Yeah, including on gummies now. Weird. All right. Jordan Love in shotgun. Nope. Malik Willis in shotgun. Damn, it's been a long day. Jaden Reed in motion, going from left to right. Watson now going from right to left. Under 5 on the play clock. Willis takes a snap, hands it off. Josh Jacobs in the backfield again. Jacobs breaks 2 tackles, falls forward. That's a gain of 7 on the ground, setting up second and rather favorable for the Green Bay Packers. Just over 3 to go in the third. There we go, Jacobs. And now Jacobs is leaving the field.
A little bit of a break.
Yep. And Jacksonville is doing some substitutions as well. Jagaffy, tape an aspirin on it.
Rub some dirt on it.
Give him whatever shot Rodgers got in the knee game against Chicago years ago. All right, here we go. Malik Willis in shotgun again. Tucker Kraft joining him. Watson in motion. 2nd and 4, and it's another handoff. This one to Emmanuel Wilson, who puts his head down, tries to grind out some hard yards, but the yards are not there to be had. Gain of 1.5 or maybe 2 for Wilson, setting up 3rd and short for Green Bay.
Can only do a little motion, run up the middle so many times in a row before, they figure it out.
Right. So here's the thing, right? Like, of course, they have some of these plays in their playbook. But one of the issues with having a backup QB who runs basically an entirely different playbook than your regular starter is when this QB has to come in spontaneously, you haven't practiced that stuff all week.
We're throwing.
All right, Willis dropping back, 3rd and 3. He finds his receiver. That's Dontavian Wicks, who makes the catch but then slips.
Trips over himself a bit.
Yeah, he did. Looking like Luke Musgrave out there. Still, though, a gain of 5 and a 1st down for the Green Bay Packers. It's still a 1st down. We'll still take it. But, I mean, yeah, he just tripped over his gazelle legs out there.
Jukes and spin moves for his own little legs. He broke his own
ankles. And down he goes. Yeah. Steve is here. Hello, Steve.
Hey,
nice
Steve.
to see you, man. All right, Malik Willis now under center, 1:22 to go in the 3rd. Ref coming up and adjusting some stuff. Now Willis is adjusting some stuff. Jaden Reed in motion, kind of lining up where a tight end normally goes. Under 5 on the play clock. Willis takes the snap. It's play action. He's now looking. Nope, he was looking in the middle, but he's taking off. And this is a run for Malik Willis. He's got some nice. Should be about an 18-yard gain.
And only sees blue, and then he slides.
Yeah, there we go. That I will give full credit for. That is one thing Malik Willis brings to the offense that Jordan Love does not. Is just that pure rushing ability from the quarterback spot. Should be about an 18-yard scramble when all is said and done.
Not really. He was bobbing and weaving and everything, and then all of a sudden you could see his head move, and all he saw was the sea of blue and not a lot of white.
Yep.
He said, "I'm good.
Yep.
I don't need to get hit.
All right.
You don't need to pull in the 3rd string."
Willis handing off to Jacobs. Jacobs cutting back. Jacobs breaking a tackle. Jacobs breaking 2 tackles. Touchdown, Green Bay! Take that, Bill Barnwell! That is touchdown number 2 for Josh Jacobs on the day, and Green Bay has reclaimed the lead in this game. Oh, yes! Josh Jacobs running with authority on that carry, shedding 2 would-be tacklers, just straight up juking 24, then just straight up breaking 51. Oh, is that Darnell Savage who couldn't make the last play? That's a shame. Touchdown, Green Bay. Woo! Well, it's just, it's Darnell. All right, and McManus now on for the extra point. The former Jaguar just kind of puts that right in, and that makes it 20-17. Your Green Bay Packers are back in the lead.
Yeah, how's our kicker doing?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now that you're here, we'll see if that stays true to
I
form.
didn't close my eyes that time when you made it.
As soon as he misses, it's on you. All right. Gary saying.
That's what we need.
Mhm.
That's right.
Amen. They needed some momentum back.
We got Steve saying, "John, do you see us making any trades?"
Okay. So, yes. Yes, I do. Even in the years where they haven't made trades, it has been well documented that Brian Gutekunst has tried to make trades. Trying for Chase Claypool years ago. They trying for Will Fuller, even before that. Given how the front office has operated, uber aggressively, right? No patience with a young kicker this year. Cut down days, roster strategy, everything since training camp began has been uber aggressive for the Green Bay Packers front office. That tells me that this year, Brian Gutekunst is not going to be willing to finish second in trade negotiations. Now, he's not going to be an idiot. He's not going to sell the farm. But I think he's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable finishing second, if you get what I mean. And so that leads me to believe that the Packers will make a move. Is it going to be some massive splash where they're trading the next 18 first-round picks for Myles Garrett? No, I don't see that coming. But I do think the Packers will be active. And I would anticipate, during, coming up, I'll talk about the trade deadline. Maybe we'll even talk about that. We'll dedicate a live exclusively to trade deadline stuff, maybe. So we'll talk about that much more extensively coming up soon. All right, let's see what everybody else has to say.
Commander G-Man saying, okay, I was completely wrong. Excellent running.
Well, what's really encouraging now is like Jacobs is I'm not going to say he's running harder, but like he's breaking tackles now that he was not breaking in the first quarter, right? And yeah, when your quarterback can scramble for 18, yeah, that's a boon. Like that's a momentum shifter for sure. Eric.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Steven saying, finally some excitement. Need to check my blood pressure.
Take your meds, Steven. Yeah.
Jagavi.
Yes.
Eric saying, come on, D.
Now it's time for them to return it.
Gary Freeze, Willis opens up our offense. It's that simple.
Gary, come on, Gary. We're not having this chat. But like he brings an element that Love does not. I will give you that. He's not overall better for the offense than Love. I can't do that. I can't go that far, Gary.
Flight Risk Snug Caldwell saying we can still win this game.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we can. And that kick is being returned. So the kick was about 2 yards deep in the end zone, still being brought out. And he breaks one tackle from Bullard, but then Bullard gets back up on his feet and finishes the tackle. So Jacksonville ultimately gets the ball at about the 20.5, but there is a flag. Here we go. Flight Risk, what you got?
Defense, your turn, and get a stop or take away.
Absolutely. Let's really get the momentum cooking now.
And then we got Big Al saying, and this is why we signed Josh Jacobs.
Absolutely, unequivocally.
All thought he was done.
And that penalty is on Jacksonville. Hey! So that's going to back them up a bit.
What did they do?
I do believe that was illegal hands to the face. So a block that went a little north.
We don't get to see it because we get to watch Josh Jacobs.
We'd rather watch this anyway. Oh, and how about that downfield blocking by Christian Watson, too?
Watson was doing amazing at blocking.
Thus far, I think it's still true. At least it was a couple weeks ago. Christian Watson, the highest rated PFF run blocker of the Packers receivers. He's doing great at that this year. All right, Trevor Lawrence now in shotgun. 12 seconds to go in the third. And he takes a snap. Quick pitch over to Tank Bigsby, trying to find room to run. Oh, and he just knocks over Eric Wilson, but is brought down by McDuffie and Kobe Wooden in on the tackle. And that's a couple yard gain for Bigsby that now will set up second down and the fourth quarter. Hi. So, yeah, just to say it one more time, keep in mind, programming note, shout-outs and get-outs not going to be tomorrow. In fact, it's not going to be on a Monday the rest of the season because Mondays I got to travel for some new treatments that I'm going to be receiving. So shout-outs and get-outs is going to be on Tuesdays. Moving forward, the schedule for the rest of the year is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, of course, watch parties on weekends. Gary!
My thoughts are about the situation right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Today, sure, like Malik Willis can serve as the spark that the offense needs. This is not a game that Green Bay, for several reasons, Green Bay should not have walked into this game saying, and all of the numbers show this, we're going to run the ball a bunch, and when we air it out, it's going to be 30-yard plays downfield. Jacksonville is not the defense to do that against. Jacksonville has been shown to be beat rather easily, and quite frequently, they're 2-5 by doing intermediate, middle-of-the-road throws. Quick passes. Things that used to gash the Joe Barry defense in Green Bay. And yet, the first half was a lot of out-of-sync passing game, a lot of running straight at him, a lot of, when we are airing it out, it's a shot. It didn't feel like the right approach for what the numbers showed. Now, of course, I'm not going to pretend to be smarter than Matt LaFleur or anything like that, but the numbers just seem to show that there is a way to attack the Jacksonville defense, and Green Bay in the first half opted not to do that. With Malik Willis in at QB, maybe now we'll see more of a move in that way for the remainder of the game, and that would be great for sure. All right. By the way, total side note here. If you live in Wisconsin and you've seen the thousands of billboards for Nicolay Law, he sponsors a bunch of like Packer content creators. He's got a deal with Quick Trip. Like the man's all Wisconsin, right? He also works in Minnesota because if you travel to the Twin Cities, he's got billboards over there. In fact, Pro Twins billboards. The lawyer be lawyering. He's playing both sides of the state lines. All right. Start of the fourth quarter now. Green Bay in the lead, 20-17. Trevor Lawrence obviously going to try to lead the Jaguars on something here. Brandon Scherf, I did note, the right guard for Jacksonville, who went down earlier in the game, does appear to be back in the game. And the refs are getting set up here. 2nd and 6 for Jacksonville on the 15-yard line. Lawrence in shotgun. And snap. And here we go. Trevor Lawrence now dropping back. Pressure coming up the middle, and it's deflected away. Kobe Wooden and Rashawn Gary getting in there. One of them got their big old mitts on that ball. Might have been Wooden. Deflected the ball up in the air. And Rashawn turned around and looked for it. He wanted that deflection. He wanted that pick. He just couldn't find the ball quick enough as the ball bounced on the ground. Yeah, look at that. Week 4, 3 points given up. Week 5, 6 points. This is the second half points that Green Bay has allowed. 3-6, 3-3 over the last 4 games. Fantastic for second half Halfley. 3rd and 6 now for Jacksonville. Lawrence, by the way, it's out there, a press conference from Halfley. His press conference is this week. All right, so Lawrence dropping back. Pressure again. And the ball down. Lawrence lost the football. Who got it?
I think we got it.
So Edgerrin Cooper knocks the ball out, and then Devontae Wyatt comes up with the ball. Huge turnover for the Green Bay Packers. Welcome back, Devontae Wyatt. So Edgerrin Cooper gets in there with the pass rush. He hits Trevor Lawrence. He gets the sack. He knocks the ball out. But then one of the really cool things here is Devontae Wyatt, in his pursuit of the football, shoves a Jaguar out of the way and then lands on the football for the fumble recovery. Great play by Cooper and Wyatt for the fumble recovery. Packers football now within the 5-yard line.
1st and goal to
First
start.
and goal. That is how you swing a game. Woo!
You cannot ask
Yeah.
for a better field position
Yes.
than right here.
Yes. Here we go. 1st and goal from within the 5.
Okay, come on now.
Still Malik Willis in at quarterback. So Packers taking over with the ball at the 5. Romeo Dobbs in some light motion. And Willis takes the snap, hands it off to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs pushing and getting like 2 before he runs into a teal wall a couple yards downfield.
Come on.
All right, what we got, everybody? Steven.
If he has that many billboards, then he makes too much money.
You know, the only thing I will say, granted, I don't know, but the man does sponsor a lot of Packers creators. So, Nicolay, if you're watching, Commando.
That's our D, baby.
Mm-hmm. All right,
There
now, 2nd and goal from the 3 from Malik Willis and company. He takes a snap, hands it off. No, he does not hand it off. That was an excellent play action. That is a touchdown to Tucker Kraft. The tough mother Tucker in for the score.
Tuck Norris.
Yes, and it ain't Kraft Yak and cheese. But that was one hell of a play action from Malik Willis. I mean, I was downright fooled. That was not a handoff to Josh
that
Jacobs.
was a perfect
Every single Jaguar fell for that. And then a quick little pitch to Tucker Kraft.
Dance into the end zone.
And it's National Tight End Day. Because apparently that's a thing now. It's National Tight End Day. Touchdown for Tuck Tuck. All right, McManus, the extra point. That kick, that's pure. Right through the middle. That's good. And it now is 27-17. What a turnaround quickly for the Green Bay Packers. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. We cooking now. All right, what else we got?
Days.
Everybody's saying this is exciting, loving the smile. It's just all happening so quickly. All right, Captain was saying.
Good to see that fire. Jeff Halfley's work.
Right, it works better when we criticize around here, I guess. Let's see, Eric.
Tuck Norris is the man.
Yeah, tuck.
Touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That dance.
Right.
He really, he did a little jig into the...
Yeah, Tucker Kraft, high stepping, profiling.
I called it. Takeaway.
Yes, you did, man.
So did
Absolutely.
Gary was calling for that turnover. Steven saying, gotta take some more meds.
That's right. Yeah. Don't excite yourself into a hospital,
Right?
Steven.
Yes.
Oh, yay.
Heart attack pack for a reason, my friend.
Yes, indeed. 27-17 Green Bay now in the lead. Excellent.
Commando G-Man with a bit of an update here, saying just saw Brian Thomas is questionable to return. May not need to worry about 7 then. I mean,
that would hurt Jacksonville's comeback attempt a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
Excellent. Things are great right now. Look at that. All right, let's take a tour around the NFL, shall we? Let's just check on what all these scores are since we're all caught up. The Eagles are beating the Bengals 27-17. How's Saquon doing? 20 carries for 72? That's not good enough. Saquon, find the end zone. Cleveland up 20-17 over Baltimore. That is a shocker.
1-6 Cleveland beating Baltimore at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Lions are just brutalizing.
52-14 Detroit up in Jameer Gibbs, 127 rushing and a touchdown. Holy crap. All right, what else we got? Cardinals losing to the Dolphins. Dolphins up 27-18. Kyler with 2 touchdowns. McBride with 100 yards receiving. So 27-18, Dolphins in the lead there. Patriots beating the Jets 17-16. Oh boy, Aaron Rodgers is not finding success with the Jets yet. 17-16, Pats on top. And then we got Falcons over the Bucks thus far, 31-19. And then we got Texans over the Colts, 23-13. There you go. That's your roundup. That's what's going on around the NFL. Will, what is up, my friend?
Hello, the Delrays are here as well.
Hey.
Yes, we are.
Will, I'm not going to lie, I thought of you. I did think we almost needed a bouncer at the wedding. Hope you're doing well, my friend. All right, kickoff from McManus. And that bounces out of the back of the end zone. So Jaguars going to take over with the
stands.
Hey, we were talking about Hopper earlier. There he was, running down the field. Dappa.
Big L. And this is why we drafted Edgerrin Cooper.
Indeed.
Got those big mitts in there.
Yeah. Man, it is incredible just the impact that these rookies are having on the defense overall. Cooper has been a breath of fresh air. Evan Williams doing great. Very hard on Bullard earlier. Still overall gotta love the promise of Bullard, right?
I swear, every time that they show Hafley, I think they're just playing the same footage over. Because he's just sitting there smacking his gum.
Yeah.
Stopped before the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. LVN, Kenny Clark combining to bring back Bigsby for a few-yard loss. That's going to set up 2nd and 12 for the Jaguars now. 13:51 to go in the game. Green Bay still holding on to their 10-point lead.
And Hafley shows life other than just his shaking.
Yeah, but man, he really does chomp on that game.
Yeah. I mean, he really just smacks and just shakes.
What I was saying earlier was, if you haven't seen it from Hafley's press conference this week, Lawrence and Shotgun, he details what halftime is like for a coordinator. And it's just really cool to hear him describe in detail,
dropping back. Ooh.
Incomplete.
Was an attempted quick pass.
Lawrence and Ingram not on the same page. Just very, very cool to hear him detail. You basically, the end of the half hits, then you run out of the room, you get on the elevator, you got to go pee if you got to do that. If not, then you run in and it's cool to hear. I love listening to Hafley talk anyway, but just the detail that he goes into for this is what it's like. You guys all think that I make a world of adjustments, and really I'm just running, just from place to place. It's cool to hear. All right, 3rd and 12 now. Lawrence in shotgun. He's got a running back with him. And he takes the snap. He's dropping back. Rashawn Gary with some pressure, but Lawrence going deep. And that is incomplete. Christian Kirk. Oh, and Christian Kirk is down. Oh, and he is down hard. So it looked at first that Christian Kirk was...
He is squirming.
Oh, man.
He is in pain.
I mean, it looked at first as though that was a long completion to Christian Kirk. He had it. A deep ball to Christian Kirk there that would have put the Jaguars nearly in the Packers red zone, but he couldn't complete the catch through the ground. And the second he hit the ground, the ball popped out and he started writhing in pain. And he's grabbing his shoulder. You don't want to speculate too much, but you got to think that could very well be collarbone. If he landed right on that spot, that could have gone. But writhing in pain. So Jaguars trainers looking at Christian Kirk because it's pretty clear that man's in some pain.
Yeah.
All right. Will, what you got?
Don't worry, we'll send the gift in the mail.
Well, thank you, Will. Hope you're doing well, man.
Eric, Titans got to be happy with giving up Willis and firing Vrabel. Their owner needs to be drug tested. Add him to the list. I can't. Getting rid of Mike Vrabel just to move on to Callahan. And I did see an article this week, though, that was praising the Titans because they've done a couple like fire sale type trades this week for just giving them credit for realizing like, okay, this is not going to work. Sell off the parts you can and doing a quick reset and not pretending that it's going to work. So for what it's worth. Will saying, this game is wild. Glad we saw it before everyone else did. You gotta be saying Cardinals just scored.
Yeah, okay.
Eric saying Halfley definitely guilty of assault and battery on that chewing gum.
Man, he chomps it.
I cannot imagine how, either he's got the strongest jaw in the world or, he's got to be sore. He's
probably both.
So aggressive.
But, I mean, he's a very intense fellow.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, that's
a little hyperactive maybe too. I don't think I've seen him still.
It's just it's doing my teacher side's coming out, but doing a small motor activity while you're thinking does actually increase your ability to focus. So Halfley he's laying into that. That's all.
Andrew's saying Cooper went from showing blitz to breaking up that pass crazy speed.
Yeah. Cooper is so many ways a breath of fresh air.
And Flight Risk saying Cooper making another play, also showing some support. Oh, hello.
What are they? Okay, so it's showing now the injury that Thomas sustained. They were working on his abs, ribs area. And then when it comes to Christian Kirk, it's showing the trainers helping him off the field. So last we heard Thomas questionable to come back. Kirk totally depends on that diagnosis, but the way he was writhing in pain, you got to think his day is done. So now a punt coming up for Cook.
But that's 2 down on their receiving team.
They're top 2 leading receivers on the team.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Packers nearly got in there for the punt block. Eric Wilson nearly had that. Jaden Reed back to return this punt, and he does get it, and he's trying to do a return, spins through somebody, but then ultimately only gets to about the 23-yard line where the Packers offense will take over. I believe we're still going to see, yep, indeed, Malik Willis at quarterback. I'm inclined to think Jordan Love's day might be done.
I think so, too. Kevin Keppel saying Jeff's going to have my TMJ issues by week 10. No.
TMJ is rough business, buddy.
It's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Eric saying, that's what is so exciting. This Packer team is the youngest in the NFL. Let's go.
Sky's the limit, my man. No doubt about that. All right, Malik under center. He's got 1 tight end on the field off to the right. Christian Watson motioning from top of screen to bottom. 2 receivers. He's got a running back behind him as well. Actually, 2 tight ends off to the right. Watson now motioning back. And it's a handoff to Josh Jacobs, who finds himself a lane. He breaks 1 tackle and he goes forward. That's a 12-yard gain for Josh Jacobs. You know what, Bill Barnwell? Maybe Jacobs isn't doing great in the first quarter. But in the fourth, he's freaking fantastic.
Second half, Jacobs is I like this Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't like other Jacobs, but, can't always just run into a sea of baddies in the middle.
Right. 12:35 to go in the game.
Eric saying, Love killed me in my fantasy today, but oh well, hope he's okay.
Yeah, it should have been a good week to start Love, but it didn't wind up that way. All right, Malik Willis taking the snap, handing it off to Jacobs, who breaks 1, breaks 2. Jacobs dragging along a third would-be tackler before he's hit by 3 other Jaguars. Turns that into about an 8-yard carry, 2nd and 2, 12:15 to go in the game.
Turn that from a negative to a very positive.
I mean, that legit should have been a run for a gain of nothing.
Yes.
And instead, he disposed of 2 Jaguars.
Bullets of defensive
and then dragged the third one for 8 yards. Josh Jacobs, this is why we signed you, buddy.
Yes. 2nd and 2 for the Packers.
Are we seriously just going to run it every play?
I mean,
and yes, we are. Another carry for Josh Jacobs.
And he gains 3.
First down.
I mean, take the clock, man. Yeah. Take the clock.
Hey, look, I've said it all along. If you average more than 3.3 yards per carry, you just per on the average, right? You never have to call another play. Just you always will score with an average of 3.3. And so it won't be glamorous, but it works. All right, Malik Willis now under center.
Read in motion.
And handoff again. This one going to Emmanuel Wilson, who breaks a tackle in the backfield, but then finds another tackler in the backfield, and then runs into a teal wall that eventually brings him down. I
don't think he lost any yards.
No. No, he got back to the line.
He's determined.
Yeah, Eric.
Jacobs is a bull.
He is, yeah.
Commando saying detractors were saying.
Oh, can't be us. Can't be us, Commando G, man.
And Kevin Kebble's Matt LaFleur 100% playing with Bannon. Jacobs gets a boost in the fourth.
Yeah, right. None of the X factors were turning on, so Jacobs has got to carry the load. 2nd and 10, Willis in shotgun. Takes the snap, and he fakes the handoff. Oh! A rocket to Romeo Dobbs. Man, that's what I get for saying in the first quarter that Dobbs is the surest hands on the teams, because that was a drop. But that was a bullet from Malik Willis that I'm not sure Dobbs knew was coming his way. Willis put all of his arm strength into that one. And it would have been about an 11-yard completion. It would have been a first down. But Dobbs with just a straight-up pure drop as he tried to make the hands catch. All right, 3rd and 10 now. Willis again in shotgun. And that is Wicks motioning beyond the tight end on the right-hand side. Willis dropping back. Pressure coming in quick. Woo!
Yeah.
And Emmanuel Wilson is drilled in the backfield, brought down right away. So on 3rd and 10, they lose 3 on what kind of looked like a screen, because the right side of the line either blocked it terribly or they allowed their blockers in. And Willis dumped it off quick to Wilson, who got hit right away. Loss of 3 on the completion. 4th and 13, under 10 minutes to go in the game. Dan Whelan, the Irishman, now in for the punt. And the punt is up. And floats. And fair caught at the right on the 20-yard line.
Right on the 20.
Yeah. So that one does not count as a punt within the 20 for Whelan, as it goes right to the 20. Oh, yay, what a game. It's been one of those games with like long drags of nothing, followed by 5 minutes of hyperactivity, and then a long drag of nothing. That's been the game all day. All right, David, what you got?
We got David saying, was Dorsey Levens the running back during the 5 years who got stronger running toward the ends of the
Indeed, he was. Yes. Nope, and that's a handoff to Bigsby. Kind of fooled the cameraman on that one. But gain up the middle for Bigsby of about 4. Sets up 2nd and 6, 27-17. Green Bay still in the lead, 9:25, though, to go in the game, as both Willis and Love are studying their tablets. But also, I mean, you could say that was true really about both Dorsey Levens and Edgar Bennett. The running game just overall got better throughout those years. Bennett maybe a little bit more consistent than Levens, but Levens certainly the higher ceiling of the two running backs, and the guy who did
takes a snap, drop back, quick pass to number 11, who gets the first down, but then is brought down shortly after.
Yeah, gain of 6.5 there for Jacksonville, but enough for a first down, as Lawrence is trying to get everybody back up to the line, or at least into a huddle. And yeah, looks like the Jaguars are going no huddle. So Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. He's got a running back with him in the backfield. He takes a snap. He's dropping back. He looks to the left. He throws to the left. And that is complete to number 85. And, who breaks one tackle. Keeps going. Should be a gain of about 20 for Jacksonville through the air. And that was Strange, the tight end for Jacksonville, the receiver there, who just would not be brought down. Edgerrin Cooper, the one missing the initial tackle attempt.
Eric saying Starks used to get better later in games also.
Yeah, good pull on that one. That is very true for James Starks. Always will be remembered for that Super Bowl run. And Tank Bigsby getting the carry, and he sheds a tackler easily before Xavier McKinney brings him down.
Fools the... Oh, and we are chatting.
Ooh, Xavier McKinney getting angsty with Bigsby.
But there was not a lot of resistance there for Bigsby. He had a pretty clear lane
to
go wherever he wanted.
Yeah, he had a perfectly clear lane, and then McDuffie dove at his feet and didn't do a darn thing before McKinney brought him down about a 15-yard gain for Bigsby. My goodness, Bigsby is an impressive runner. And now Trevor Lawrence taking the snap, dropping back, throwing to the left, complete again to Strange, the tight end. And then McDuffie makes the tackle, but still a gain of 5 or 6 through the air for Jacksonville as they continue to try to come back. Yeah, I mean, Bigsby, 4.58 yards per carry after contact was his number coming into the game. I don't think that number has gotten worse in this game. Generally speaking, playing Green Bay is kind of a good way to bring up that number. So...
tackling isn't our strong suit.
Yeah, we've been better as of late, but, going over the last couple of years.
Shot
Not great.
off to...
And 2 missed tackles there, 3 missed tackles there. Bigsby making the catch. Again, a whole lot of work to gain 1 yard there on the completion to Bigsby. He breaks 3 tackles to gain 1 yard. That sets up 3rd and 4 now for Jacksonville.
Yeah, he was running a little bit more horizontally than vertically on that
That's
one.
very true, yes.
Gonna need some water after that.
Yeah. 3rd and 4. And so I'm sure Ernest Johnson, if Jacksonville's got a running back on the field. One thing that Bigsby does not do is receive. Even in the time that he's been filling in for ETN, even when he was back up or like running back 1B when ETN's on the field, he's got 2 targets on the year for 1 catch. Yeah, they do not. Oh, that's a botch snap. Lawrence couldn't hang on to the ball. Preston Smith jumps in. At the very least, it's a messed up 3rd down for Jacksonville.
I do not believe it was a turnover, but
no. So
doesn't matter. That's
Lawrence gets back on the ball, but massive play there as Josiah.
I do believe you are correct. They are 0-8 on 3rd down.
And that was a terrible snap from Jacksonville center. It hit Lawrence in the shin. And so a botched snap leads to a blown 3rd down attempt, and that now makes it a 47-yard field goal attempt for Cam Little. And Cam is up.
Wow.
Good.
That did not look like it was going to go where it needed to.
but it faded towards the middle.
Very far to the right, but it re-entered.
Yeah, so that makes it Packers 27, Jacksonville 20. Ooh, new Jaguars Stadium opening in 2028. Of course, I mean, all that stuff looks neat. Dang, that is going to be shiny.
Thanks, hon.
All right, 27-20. You beautiful voice, honey. 5:36 to go. I meant that honestly. Don't laugh. 5:36 to go.
Between you making fun of me for that and then also my Irish accent, I don't know how I feel about you right now.
Well, you're stuck with me for eternity now.
I guess.
All right, Jaguars getting ready for the kickoff. Big Al, what you got?
Should the Packers run the clock down or score? All of the above.
5:36 with a 1-score lead. I would be inclined to run a full offensive drive here. I mean, within reason, right? This is not a situation where I'm calling for hurry up and, sling it all over the yard and wind up with incomplete passes. Returner takes a knee in the end zone, does Keyshawn. So Packers going to take over with the ball here. I think you run, let's say this, the purpose of the drive, perfect world, it would be both, right? But like the purpose of the drive here. Yeah, like Andrew B is saying, why not both? Both is good.
In an ideal world, yes.
I would say the purpose of this drive is a conservative drive to work the ball down the field. That hopefully results in making the score 2 goals.
5.6 average yards.
And that means you pass the ball when you need to, when it makes sense
Watson
to.
In motion.
You don't run for the
Willis
sake of
under
running.
Center.
That's what I would say.
And
that's a carry for Jacobs. I mean, with Willis in, they're going to run the ball anyway. But Jacobs runs into a wall there at the line of scrimmage. And Jacobs is slow to get up. Come on. Help him up.
You're fine. Please be
and
fine.
Kraft, well.
You're fine. Please be fine.
Jacobs appears to be staying in the game.
That was a 1-yard gain after running into a blue brick wall.
Yeah. 5:05 to go in the 4th now. 2nd and 9. Willis under center. He's got 2 tight ends off to the left. Josh Jacobs in the backfield. 2 receivers off to the right. And in motion is Christian Watson. Willis takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs, who runs to the light side of the line and gains 3. Okay. We have...
Get off of him.
I appreciate...
Poor man.
I appreciate that the game plan is now run. You do have to throw it eventually.
You also have to be productive if you're going to run.
Well, yeah. They're trying.
I know, but like if you're gonna do it, like
Yeah.
you can't get a yard. That's not gonna help you.
But like
then,
you do still have to be varied in what you're calling. It can't just be like,
because otherwise they're just gonna put
Yeah.
a brick wall in front of you.
yeah.
And that's not helpful either.
Well, and with a game plan that wasn't prepared for Willis, we're
Yeah.
not going to see a lot of the creative, even high school style runs
Right.
we saw in weeks
Woo,
2 and 3
woo.
with Willis.
No,
And
I
Willis
need
is
that.
sacked.
This is
I mean,
not-
they had Willis completely locked into the pocket there, and then they just collapsed it onto
Yeah.
Willis.
I
And
mean,
that
he
makes
really
it 4th and
should have
8. The
just
Packers
thrown
got
it
punted.
away in that situation, in my opinion. But
Yeah, so, okay. So Willis,
because I mean, with that,
he got surrounded.
yeah.
But he couldn't have thrown it away because he
Yeah.
was still in the pocket. So it would have been intentional grounding. Like he had nowhere. He was dead to rights on that. And I would love to see the replay to see if it was blocked poorly or just how many the Jaguars sent. But like, okay, you can now say that the Jaguars are onto you. Next time you get the ball, you got to do something more varied. Besides run, pass on 3rd and long.
The Irishman is out.
The Irishman, Dan Whelan, on for the punt. All-world punter. And Dan Whelan gives it das Boot. And it flies. Woo! That's a beaut! As it flies to about the 4-yard line, but it is fielded. It's going to be returned by Jacksonville. Oh, yeah! And he's brought down as Washington. Is that
Beautiful.
was Bo! Bo
Woo!
knows he can't contribute on
You know,
offense this week,
I
but he's
have
doing it on his
seen
teams.
Bo up on special teams, up by the returner. He is there right
Yeah.
away.
Well, he's one of their gunners or flyers.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job.
Still
I
finding
mean,
a way to contribute.
yeah, we love Bo.
Yes, we do. And so Jacksonville going to take over with the ball. I think that was about the 10-yard line or so.
Yeah.
So 3:50 to go in the game.
Woo.
Jacksonville going to try to come back here. Green Bay still holding on with a
They
27-20
need
advantage.
A touchdown to tie.
Mm-hmm. And an extra point. We don't take those for granted in Green Bay. We know what it's like to miss those.
Right. That's true. That's fair.
Jacksonville just doesn't have that problem.
7
All right, Trevor
points to
Lawrence
tie.
dropping back here. Shotgun, he throws it, and that is complete to his tight end, Evan Ingram, for about a 12-yard gain. That's a first down. 3:40 to go in the game now as the clock ticks its way down. Jacksonville with the ball on the 25.
Both Packers and Jaguars have 2 timeouts left in the game.
Jaguars in shotgun. D'Ernest Johnson, the running back there with Lawrence. Lawrence takes the snap, drops back, and he throws it to the right-hand side. That's another completion. This one good to Washington, and a first down. Plus, Washington is out of bounds to stop the clock with 3:19 to go.
Gotta slow him down.
I don't like this. Don't like this one bit. Very interestingly there, Rashawn Gary did not do a pure pass rush on that snap. Instead, he was tasked with pushing off the tight end and then pursuing the quarterback. So Packers not much in a mode of just outright sending people to get Lawrence right now. 1st and 10, Lawrence in shotgun. Takes the snap, and he's dropping back in shotgun. Oh, big pressure coming from Carl Brooks and Rashawn Gary, but Trevor Lawrence hits his dump off to Ernest Johnson, and they are now into Packer territory. Nearly a 20-yard play there gets them up to about the Green Bay 40 to Jacksonville's receiving running back.
They need to
Big.
stop this momentum.
I mean, big pressure there from Carl Brooks and Rashawn Gary. Preston Smith was dropping back in coverage, but he didn't know where Johnson was. He was in zone, and Johnson was not near that zone. There, next play, 1st and 10. That is completed, and they did. They kept him in.
Good.
So Strange, the tight end, getting the reception for Jacksonville. That's going to be about a 5-yard gain as the clock is ticking down. About a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 for Jacksonville now. And Lawrence getting them up to the line, going no huddle. Lawrence in shotgun. Packers with 3 with their hands in the dirt. And Lawrence getting ready to snap this. Jacksonville with 3 receivers off to the left. Lawrence takes a snap, throws to the left, but it's out of the reach of the receiver, Jair Alexander. So there in coverage.
He was all over there.
And that now deflects off of the receiver's hands. It's incomplete, stopping the clock with 2:12 to go in the game. 3rd and 5 for Jacksonville coming up. And I think if you're Jacksonville with over 2 minutes to go, you are realistically in 4-down territory now. Like, if they don't get this 3rd down, I would expect them to go on 4th. You're down by 7. You're coming up on the 2-minute warning. This feels like full-on, like, gotta go for it territory. Under 5 on the play clock. Lawrence in shotgun. Packers running a deep defense. And that's a throw over the middle. Deep defense don't matter when you leave their guys open. That's complete to number 85. Edgerrin Cooper was the one in coverage. Strange making another catch for Jacksonville. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
That is their first successful 3rd down conversion of the game.
Come on, D. Yeah, and Jacksonville, I mean, Trevor Lawrence right now is not getting pressured very often. He is getting the ball out very quickly. So, it's hard for me to look at this defense. And I think that might be it, Flight Risk.
They're playing not to lose.
Like that last play, like you saw the pre-snap adjustments of the defense going back. Like they were more defending the 10-yard line than they were the 1st down. Well, a defense that's out for blood, that's looking to end the game, is going to be closer to the line of scrimmage. You didn't want them to get that 3rd down. Instead, we were defending the 10-yard line. And that, to me, is the difference. You know, you saw it last week with Houston a lot. They weren't backing up last week against Houston. They were seeking and destroying against Stroud. The defensive approach has been different this week, and I can't say I'm enjoying it all that much. And Lawrence, you know, you also are asking, like, where's the pass rush? Lawrence is getting the ball out too freaking quick right now. I mean, he's dropping back and firing. And his receivers are open. So, I'm not going to necessarily fault the pass rush when Lawrence is getting the ball out in like 2 seconds. And he's easily completing it to guys who are streaking down the seam open. Or guys that are on slants that are open. Yeah, this feels more like a coverage problem than it does a pass rush problem. Eric.
Joe Barry's D all over again today.
Don't you put that evil on me, Eric. But yeah, you ain't wrong. It does feel that way today, doesn't it? Out there. I mean, even in the first half, when Jacksonville wasn't doing as well offensively, when they did have a bunch of success offensively, it was a deep pass to Brian Thomas that was like between the creases in the zone for Green Bay, right? It's like that's when they've been successful, is going against a defense that we all fell in love with for the last 3 years. Big Al.
Saying, come on, D, be aggressive and eliminate the underneath route and play man.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. You know, there was talk this week, I think it was Dan Orlovsky on ESPN, talking about how, like, against Houston, for the first time in eternity, it looked like Green Bay's defense was playing to dictate the offense, not to react to what the offense was giving them. Right now, they feel like they're back to reactionary. Come on. But one play can change all of it. Xavier McKinney, where you at? Packers still up a touchdown, 27-20. 2 minutes to go. Trevor Lawrence in shotgun. We got receiver motioning from top of screen to bottom. Lawrence dropping back, and he's throwing. That's into the end zone. Excellent coverage, though. Yes, Jair Alexander. Yeah, put the sword in the sleeve. Nice. Jair Alexander all over number 11 there for Jacksonville. And, I mean, you saw exactly what Lawrence was hoping for. He was hoping that 11 would break open towards the back corner of the end zone, but Jair was on it all over Washington. There was no prayer that was getting over Jair. Excellent coverage for Jair Alexander. 2nd and 10 now. Lawrence in shotgun. And Lawrence dropping back. Pressure coming, but he's throwing to the end zone again. That one actually works. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And that goes to tight end Evan Ingram, who just skied over. I think that was Keyshawn Nixon in coverage. He just straight up jumped right over his coverage, and that's a touchdown. That one was not as well defended as what Jair did on the previous play. There were 3 of them there. Yeah, let's show a replay. I'm pretty sure Keyshawn is the one that he skied over for that one.
There were 3 of them.
Alexander
having...
Yeah. Keyshawn didn't turn to the ball. Keyshawn turned his head. Come on. Xavier McKinney was there. Jay Alexander was there. Jay Alexander now pulling up hobbled on the play as well. Hopefully he's good. And the extra point is good. This is a 27-27 game, 148 to go. Son of a biscuit. 148 to go. And, yeah, trainers are talking to Jair. Jair came up hobbled. And Keyshawn never even turned his head to the ball. Keyshawn just stayed with Ingram.
Didn't even jump when Ingram jumped or anything. Nope, just...
Yep. That was bad, Keyshawn. That was... Okay, Eric.
What a joke. Cards win.
Well, that's good. I'll give you that. I mean, it's not good for NFC standings, but like, I kind of like the Cardinals.
Big Al, you think Love's gonna return for this drive?
It's possible. I mean, they haven't sent him to the locker room. He was seen earlier when he was out with his helmet on. Maybe they were just saying like, yeah, no, you're gonna come in case of emergency. And
emergency. Cam Kebble is the witch doctor in the Everglades. Hateful mofo.
Oh, McKinney and Lauren. McKinney getting chatty today with multiple Jaguars. All right, kickoff coming for Jacksonville. 148 to go. Oh, we got to update the thingy. All right, and that kick soars over Keyshawn Nixon's head. That one's well beyond the scope of the end zone there. And that makes it 27-27. There we go. It's updated. I didn't forget. Ay. No, go back. Go back. Okay, there we go. 3 red zone drives. 3 touchdowns for the Jaguars. Coming into this game, you would think that the Jaguars weren't the league's worst red zone defense. But I have facts. And they were. Green Bay just sucked. And now Green Bay's defense is doing horribly in the red zone.
Willis is still in the game.
Yeah, all right. Minute 48 to go. Malik Willis, this is your time, man. Handing it off to Josh Jacobs, who runs a counter, basically. And he gains 4 on the ground. Just like last week, you just got to get into field goal range. You don't got to do a touchdown. There's only a minute 48 to go. Eat up some clock. Matriculate the ball down the field. And then get into this field goal range. Okay, that's kind of cute. That little kid losing his mind with the touchdown. Yeah. Okay. All right, Malik Willis now under center for 2nd and 6. Minute 17 to go on the game clock. Willis takes a snap, and he's rolling out. This is play action. Willis, we're going deep, and that's a wide streaking down the field. Jaden Reed was wide open. And the Packers should now be in field goal range. Woo! Malik finding his man, Jaden Reed. Yes, indeed. Holy buckets. Just over a minute to go on the game clock. And the Packers might be setting themselves up just like they did last week. All right, now you got to play smart. Minute 4 to go. You got to be smart with the football here.
Jaguar down. Number 5.
Oh, yeah, they're all the way up to the 15-yard line. Malik Willis under center takes a snap, hands it off to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs spinning through the traffic. Gain of about 3.
Or 3. Oh.
Give him the extra credit. Gain of 3.
And he's still slow to get out.
See, the trick is
timeout.
When they're on offense, you round up. When they're on defense, round down. It's that positivity we're known for. All right, 59 seconds to go in the game, and Josh Jacobs is limping off. Good Lord. Enough with the limping.
No, this is not a good injury game.
Well, and they came into this game like healthier than they've been all year.
Yeah.
Now you got Jordan Love not playing. You got Jerry Alexander limping off. You got Jace Jacobs limping off. Not good. Not good. All right. 2nd and 7. 59 seconds to go. Jacksonville has 1 timeout remaining. Green Bay's got 2. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, Eric, injury bug today. You're not kidding. And it is substantially warmer than the Packers are used to. At halftime, it was 85 degrees. So maybe that's playing into it a bit. I mean, they're not cramping. It doesn't appear. Carry for Chris Brooks. Chris Brooks running in the middle. Chris Brooks. That is a nice gain of about 8 yards, and that's a first down. And with Jacksonville having only 1 timeout, the Packers are now in excellent position. Huge to get that first down.
And they take their final timeout.
Yes.
Packers are the only ones with timeouts
Huge.
on the board with 2 timeouts yet.
I mean, that is a massive first down in terms of like game strategy now, because Jacksonville just had to use up their last timeout. Now you're also in a situation where you're not obligated to necessarily, like, the clock is now yours. You can run this down to 0 if you want. If they're comfortable just going for the field goal, they could, in theory, take 2 knees here. Right? So they're now in ownership of the clock. Love that running for Chris Brooks. Man, I got to wonder, is he RB2 now? Is he? Because they've been using him like it today. He's been, I'm curious to see. They're doing that. They're doing the thing I just said. Look at me, Tony Romoing it. Knee for Malik Willis. Are they serious? They're going to run this down and then go for a game-winning field goal.
Makes me nervous.
Well, look, I mean, Josh Jacobs is on the sideline with an injury, right? So ultimately, it's like, do you want to risk losing the ball here on a fumble?
Yeah.
Or are you more comfortable running down the clock and hitting what should be a chip shot field goal? They're basically saying here, the most comfortable...
Oh, and there might be a penalty on... I don't know. There was a lot of going.
Oh, no, they're allowed to do that. Because it was as he was going down for the knee, Jaguars was just pushing up on it.
It kind of looked like it was a before the snap kind of thing.
No, that was with the knee. And then there it is, LaFleur taking the timeout. 3 seconds to go. Oh, we're doing this again. What fun. What fun. See, the Packers just knew we weren't around for a watch party for a game-winning field goal last week. We are this week. How nice. Okay. McManus. I mean, seriously, though, it could be 2 games in a Packer uniform for McManus, 2 game-winning field goals. The absurdity of it all. Two seconds to go.
I'm shaking like Jeff Halfley over here.
Hopefully the snap from Orzik is better this week than it was last week. Come on. 24-yard attempt, the chip shot of all chip shots. Ay, ay, ay. Snap, kick, good, up. Packers.
Woo!
Holy buckets. And the Packers win, 30-27.
Their blood pressure medication, because Heart Attack Pack is back in.
Good Lord.
Back in business.
That should not have been that close. But hey, a win is a win. The Green Bay Packers move to 6-2 on the season. Ooh. Ay. All right, let's just catch up on these. Kevin Keppel saying, either way, thank you, Willis, for being who you are. A hell of a backup.
Right?
Yeah. Great stuff. Commander G-Man saying, coming back to beat this team. Come on, McManus. Kevin Keppel's, oh, what fun. Me listening while walking the Diamonders one. It's just a treat. Eric, let's effing go. Commando, 2 games in a row. We find a way to win. Yes, that is very, very true. Gabby, yes. David, a wedding present.
Yay.
2 of them for us, yes. Andrew B. Sports, Willis Magic. Play risk, tough game, good win. Delder Hyde, relief. Kevin Kebbels, the witch doctor, can eat this L.
Yeah.
Gary, winning is fun? It is.
Yes.
It is. Didn't have to be like that, though.
Yeah. But Rockany says, win is the win, baby.
That's
Go
the truth.
Pack, go.
That's the truth.
Eric saying another win with Love on the sideline.
I mean, yeah.
That happened.
They're 6-2. They are in great spot. The fact that Love was not ushered to the locker room for more testing, the fact that he stayed on the sideline, to me, all should be very, very promising, right? You'd hope that should be promising news, for Jordan Love? So, of course, we will find out. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Packers picking up a big 30-27 win, going to 6-2 on the year. I'll be back on Tuesday for shout-outs and get-outs. Remember, Tuesday, that's when shout-outs are going to be. Mondays now, I got treatments in a different city, so that's going to be every Monday from here on out. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday is the new schedule moving forward. I'll post about that on the YouTube channel as well. But thank you so much for joining us here. It was a very, very fun game, was it not? It was fun for parts. Then there were long drags of nothing, but it was very fun for the little parts. And hey,
exhilarating.
The Packers got themselves a win, and they are 6-2.
A W is a W in the book.
So, all right, everybody, it's time for us to jump on out of here. Do hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on Tuesday. And as always,
Go Pack, go.